Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Interschool Esports Championship organized by Royal College Computer Society and powered by none other than Lenovo. And joining me for today is going to be Kitty and myself. I am Tara, and y'all are going to be joining for the first semi-final for Valorant. So we do have Gateway College Candy taking on Lyceum International. Kitty, it has been some time since we got to cast Valorant.
Yes, indeed, Terry, good morning. It's been quite some time. We've had some amazing matches throughout this year. We've had some really amazing tournaments, and I cannot wait to see how these youngsters from these amazing schools play here today.
Indeed, and a good point there is that all these tournaments that we've been having, we have been seeing these youngsters perform at the highest level as well. We have had 14, 15-year-olds coming in at the top level and performing insanely well. So at the school level, we are going to be interested to see how the rest of them actually stack up. So we know that there are a couple of players who are insanely good at the game at a very young age, and now we do have all the schools combined here coming in for this Interschool Esports Championship to show us what they have. And this is going to be a good stepping stone for all of these youngsters to actually get into the top teams and then perform at a higher level going forward. So it's definitely going to be an interesting one to see how good these players are and how they stack up against the rest as well. Do you have any reference as to who is playing? Do you have a vague idea? Are there any known players that we know from the school level?
I was actually going through, the rosters today in the morning after we got them to see if we actually knew any of the players. But for me, none of the names actually popped up, which I think is quite interesting because we have two teams that are completely new to me. So I just cannot wait to see how they play.
Yeah, and so we'll take a look at the rosters as well here. We do have Team Surya from Gateway College Candy here. We have Chunky, we have Logic, we have HyperX, Tectonic, and Jawad, I think. I'm sorry if I'm butchering names. I normally tend to do that. But there you have it, guys, the roster from Gateway College Candy. And they will be going up against Lyceum International. Let's take a look at the Lyceum International roster as well. And yes, so we have Insane. So Insane is actually I think, is this the same Insane from one of the tournaments that I saw? I think it is. Then we have Kane, we have Proxy, we have Dakaski, and Agent Patatas. I'm sorry.
I guess so.
Yeah. But there you have it, guys. That's the roster coming out from Lyceum International Schools. So definitely going to be interesting, like Kitty said, because majority of these players we haven't heard of, and this is going to be a really good stepping stone for them. And the interesting part is that esports is being held at a school level. I think you and I both would wish that when we were schooling, this was actually a thing. And so hats off to Royal College Colombo Computer Society for making sure that this is a possibility. And looking at the bracket right now, we have had quite a bit of the games finish up, and we are into the semifinal. This is semifinal number 1. And we have semifinal number 2 happening later on in the day. It is going to be Wesley College Colombo taking on Isipatana College Colombo. And that's going to be happening after this. So these are all best of 3 matchups. And it's going to be a really exciting day of Valorant coming your way. Hopefully the game is ready to go on live and we can get into it. Just before we do get in, a shout out to all our other sponsors as well. So as our gold sponsor, we have SLT Mobitel. You know that they are the fastest connection in the country. If you all already do not know this, make sure to get yourself an SLT Mobitel fiber line. It is the best possible connection that you can game on in the country. Whether you're gaming or whether you're streaming online, whatever you need, SLT Mobitel fiber is the way to go. And then we do have the technology partner Royal College Radio Club joining in, as well as the photography partners Royal College Photography Society and the Royal College Media Unit joining in as the photography partners, and the display partner laptop.lk. And talking a little bit more about our main sponsor here, or the entire event, the title sponsor, Lenovo. If you guys do not know, Lenovo is probably, for me personally, is one of the best brands when it comes to laptops. My previous laptop that I was using, I'm on a desktop right now, but the previous laptop that I was using for, let's say, I think it was 7 years. I think that's a massive lifetime for a laptop, and it was a Lenovo. And I used to game on this, and it was a pretty old laptop, and it sustained through so many years with so many people. We know that technology increases day by day, and yearly we have new graphic cards come out, new processors, new generation of processors coming out. But this Lenovo laptop that I was using, it got me through my entire esports career when I started off back in 2013. So from 2013 to 2020, I was on this laptop till I bought my desktop back in 2019. Until then, I was on this laptop, and it served me really well. And it was a Lenovo laptop. I thought I mentioned it because this is actually a customer review coming out. So you know that these laptops are hardy. You know that these can sustain you throughout time. And it's absolutely amazing. But with that, hopefully we will get the game live in a short while. But we do have the Call of Duty Mobile Championship happening tomorrow. That is the semifinals for Call of Duty Mobile happening tomorrow. And the grand finals event is going to be a physical event on the 8th of December. And that is going to be at the Royal College, at Royal College premises. So that's definitely going to be interesting because we haven't had a lot of physical events due to the pandemic and a lot of reasons within the country with the economic situation. But Royal College Computer Society had come forward and put up a LAN event, and this is going to be the second LAN event that I'm attending for the year, which is insane because esports was a thing. If it's not a LAN event, it's not even an event for the longest time. And we have had a lot of online events, and now the LAN events are coming back. And so hats off to Royal College Colombo Computer Society for making it happen. I personally love LANs. It's always more exciting when it's, physical and all the players are there. The hype is there, the energy is there, and it's absolutely insane. I was someone who absolutely loved the LAN environment, and it's going to be great to get back into it, especially at a school level, because we know that when you come to school level sporting events, the hype is absolutely insane, whichever sport that you play, and esports is no different. The hype is going to be absolutely insane during this LAN event, which is going to be happening on the 8th from 1:30 p.m. onwards. But going into the game, let's talk a little bit about our first map is going to be on Bind, Kitty. Let's talk a little bit about the video here. What are the maps that we are going to be looking at?
Yes, so the first map which we have obviously is going to be Bind, and it's going to be Surya who's going to be attacking first. Map number 2 will be Fracture, the pick coming in from Alpha Q. And if we do go all the way, the decider will be Ascent. Also, Alpha Q will be the first on the attack. So that means the bans that we had, the first ban from Alpha was Pearl, followed by a ban on Breeze, and then the other bans were Icebox and Haven. So looking at the first map, Terra, Bind is, I believe it's the map that we've seen played the most by literally every single team in these past 2 tournaments. So it's always great to see a Bind map. And, next season, Bind is going to be removed from the competitive rotation. So it's sad to see it go, but yeah, this is going to be a last hurrah before that does happen.
Yeah, indeed, definitely going to be sad to see this map go out. I think I'm quite new to Valorant in terms of a lot of the people who have been playing it. And my first tournament game, when I did play, I played for fun with a bunch of my friends because I'm out of the competitive scene. We just want to take part for fun. And the first game was on a Bind, which went on for 44 rounds, if I'm not mistaken, which was I absolutely loved it. There's a lot of stress. I haven't been in that type of stress for a long time. And then coming into the competitive scene again and coming into Bind, I absolutely love the map. It's a lot to play around with, especially with the teleports in play, and it's an amazing map for Raze. I think after Split, I think Raze shines on Bind mostly just because of hookah control through the teleport. It's absolutely insane from Raze, and there's a lot of satchel plays that you can do on Bind, and I think for a good Raze player, this map is absolutely heaven.
Absolutely. And of course, speaking about the other duelists we've seen on this map, we've seen Deadshot from Whiffmasters play an insane Euro on this map, just making full use of his own TPs as well as the TPs he can find across the map. So that is what we've seen in terms of duelists when it comes to playing on Bind. And let's take a look at the other agents that we see as well. So as we can see, as you said, that we have the Raze on either side being the default duelist. And it's interesting to see the Chamber. I mean, of course, the Chamber nerf did not happen yet. It will happen soon, but so far, Chamber is still as broken as he used to be. So we do have the Chambers being the default Sentinels on either side. But it's going to be Team Surya on attack, and they've decided to go with this 1 Initiator and 2 Sentinel pick. It's going to be interesting to see how KJ comes into the mix, because more often than not, we've seen most teams just tempting to be on the Chamber as the default Sentinel, so he can play with his TPs. He's got that 1 trap to look down a sight. And we would either have probably 2 initiators or even sometimes 2 smokes coming in from other sides. So it's going to be interesting to see KJ after a long time, because KJ was a staple on this map, but it's good to see a KJ coming back into life.
Yeah, indeed. And I think double Sentinel lineup coming out as well. Not something that you see. You normally tend to see teams go for double controller or double initiator. We haven't seen a lot of the double Sentinels come out for a really long time. Maybe probably the last year or so when the meta kind of changed into that double controller or double initiator. But with that, we do have the match starting up. It's going to be a hookah push coming out from Team Surya here. No one really inside hookah, and there isn't anything, no traps or what sort looking at it. But they are going to get a free into hookah. This hookah control, it's going to get smoked off for the time being.
Yep. Now, mind you, there's two players also playing on long. That's going to be the Reyna and the Breach, which means they have enough utility to hold this pushback. They've got the Breaches, they've got the Aftershocks, the Concuss, everything to work with. But now they're slowly rotating it back. It's going to be the Chamber, the first pick here. And yes, Russell will get the pick. And, the first skill on Reyna, especially on the first round, is quite massive because now you can heal up and it's going to be 150 HP for the Reyna against this in a 4v5.
Indeed, and they have called out a rotate. I think the Chamber was caught off guard. He was having his back turned there, walking back down long there on B. But they have lost one, so it is a 4v5 into the attack here. They still haven't got real position here. They have rotated back into hookah. We have all four players rushing through hookah. It's not it's going to get sunned up for the time being. It does not really hit anyone. Breach is going to be in a little bit of trouble. But meanwhile, the peak coming out from Darkski will take out one. Kane to pick up Logic as well. The trade is going to be there from Hyper, but Darkski picking up his second there and leaving just the one man alive. And Russell is going to pick up his second kill as well. And with that, Team Surya will lose out on that first pistol round. But again, too early to call. But it seemed a bit of an iffy push coming out from Team Surya there.
And mind you, I believe the fact is, even though the team on defense is Alpha Q, the only initiative that they have to work with is the Breach. So in terms of gathering info, not that much because you only have the Aftershocks, the Concussors to work with. But also on the side of Team Surya, they have the Fade, which gives you much better info to work with. In terms of, you have your two Hounds, you have your Lear, so you can gather the info. But still, I believe it was, as you said, the push coming in from hookah. They didn't have enough control of long. And when Chamber went alone, that was just an easy pick for Russell there. Indeed.
And again, we do have a split coming out here. They are on a save here. We have a couple of ghosts coming out. And meanwhile, Reyna will get taken out. That's a good pick. This is a Spectre recovered. It was a two-man pick through hookah to take him out. They didn't recover the Spectre, though. They are going to be backing off. But they're going to be happy with that. That's already a weapon down on the side of Team Alpha Q.
Yep, a good pick. They're coming from Hyper. Nice shot there. And that is the Reyna off the board. But now with that pick taken, they will try to reset a bit, try to see where there is the least resistance before trying to push in. It's going to be the Raze left alone inside of A, so that might be the best place to push, but he does have the paint shells to work with, so they will have to be a bit careful.
So info has been taken. Paint shell is going to be thrown out here, doing quite a bit of damage onto the team. They will pick up a kill as well here, but the trade is going to be there from Macro there, will take him out. So it's a 3v4 now, and Team Surya will get the plant down. This is massive on a save round. Oh, Logic in the meantime finds Kane as well. Things are looking bad for this buy round here.
Yep. So and they do have all the players in position. They have the Astro Stars to work with. Timing is quite good for the side of Surya here. They do have, I believe, 2 Spectres recovered. Yes, indeed. And it's going to be Insane left alone. And Scratch that Hyper will clear him off the board as well. A really good eco run coming in from the side of Team Surya to even the scores.
Yeah, Hyper picking up 3 there, one at hookah on the Brenner, and then cleaning out who was it, Darkski and Insane in the end. And they will clutch that save round. They're making it 1-1 here and forcing Alpha Q into a save here. And they're going to be, they recovered multiple Spectres, right? So Team Surya doesn't really have to buy up too much here.
Yeah, I believe they managed to save 3 Spectres. And of course, this is in theory their buy round. But they might, I believe, be playing a bonus here just to try and get a few more guns off the side of Team Surya. I mean, from Alpha Q, if possible.
Meanwhile, we have Raze moving forward through a shot and hookah control this time. A little bit of emphasis placed by Alpha Q. We have a couple of players, especially because they are on pistols. So they are like looking to play these close range engagements. Hyper moving forward will get tagged to 47. It's quite good damage coming off onto him. Pencils will force them back and they are going to be pushing forward. Russell will find one, will immediately get traded by the Chamber. So it's a 4v4.
Yep. This push coming into, hookah without using any utility is a bit risky. Because
yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm getting a bit of an echo here.
Yeah. The other thing is, strangely enough, is that they don't. The fact that you mentioned that they are not using any utility when they do have quite a bit of info gathering that they can use, haven't been using that to get information inside Hookah. Meanwhile, Paradas picks up Chucky and Insane finds Hyper. What are these eco rounds coming out from both teams, leaving the Astra in a 1v3?
And in a really precarious position here, right behind the boxes. Sees one is good for the kill. Insane.
Shells. Oh my lord! My good god! The Astra goes huge there, picking up 3. For a moment, I thought that it was all over.
Yes, indeed. I did not think he would get all 3 kills there. Maybe 1, maybe 2, but even. But still, in the end, he does, have the Spectre against those Headhunters and the Classics, and he wins the gunfight.
Yeah, and I think Hyper, it was a good satchel, but it kind of threw off them as well. And with the spray coming out from the Spectre, I mean, you spray and pray, and Marco was able to get that kill off on Hyper, but with the Classic, it's a little bit harder for them to hit while he was getting thrown off by that satchel there.
Right. So what I was mentioning was the fact that, you have your boombots, you have your Fade utility to actually clear these corners, but for some reason, the tending to White Peak and Patatas is going to be capitalizing off that, getting 1 kill. So yeah, they have the utility to work with, but for some reason, they're tending to dry peek the corners and keep it for post-spawn.
A couple of trades, they try to pick up the weapon. Insane will put him down and will punish him. So it's going to be a 2v4 now. And Alpha Q making this buy round work here, losing only the 1 here. Oh, good readjust there coming out from Insane. White Peak for Chunky, not working out.
There you go.
Insane, was it 3K or 4K there? I think it was
4K.
4K, yeah, wow.
Yeah. There was 1 kill in, I believe, in Showers by his teammates, and then 4 kills just off a shot.
And with that, we do have the first gun round coming out. Insane has the 31st to work with here. Yeah. And it's going to be a full gun round with Chucky, the only one on half shields. Buys into a Spectre as well, not something that you see. I mean, if you do have the money, why not? The 24th is going to be held at a shot here. Belong is going to be held by the Rena yet again. But it's a lot slower push coming out from the side of Team Surya here. And they're looking to get control of Belong. When you get concussed.
Yeah, they're trading utility nicely this round. They have the Fate Dogs going in and then trying to capitalize off the breach charge. But in the end, it's going to be some utility use, and then finally we see the boombot being used to clear off Hookah as well. So that's going to be some position gain this round from Team Surya. But of course, Russell is good for 1, and Kane will get refragged by Chucky. And with the layer, nice peek coming from Russell, good for a second, and manages to dismiss off. It's going to be advantage for Alpha Q so far for V3. And as the dust settles, it's going to be, once again, an aggressive push through the TP. And Patata's good for 2.
The trade, though, with the showstopper, Rena peeks through and is going to be good with that Empress popped. And they will get the lead here, 3-2 now. And this is going to force Team Surya into a save, if I'm not mistaken.
It should likely be a save coming in from their side. Yep, that was good. That was quite a good round there coming in from the side of Alpha Q. They traded on the utility nicely. They had the aftershock. Apologies, the fault line, is it? Yep. And combining that with the Russell's layer to get 2 easy picks there on Belong, and then the TP coming in from the Rays, and a nice ult as well.
Indeed, and it is still going to be a gun round here, but maybe short on utility here. And Insane playing a close angle is not going to be able to rendezvous out. Logic is going to be there for the trade, so it's a 4v4 here. Pen Shell to stop the push coming out from a shot here, and they will be forced to back off. But meanwhile, Russell has pushed all the way into the middle here, will pick off 1, and is going to be able to dismiss out for free.
Indeed, Alpha Q getting quite aggressive, because I believe they've become used to the fact that Team Surya like to play really close together, like just maybe 5-man to one side. So they're capitalizing off this pressure to try and get as much space as possible behind them, and then just get one quick kill and just back off. And it's working quite well for them so far. I believe Patatas does put one player there.
Indeed, and he has the showstopper to work with, so it's going to get smoked off for the time being. They have slowed down on the side of Team Surya here, obviously playing in a 3v4 situation. Don't have a lot of utility. I think Killjoy has his lockdown. Yeah, he's thinking about using it. Might be the only way that they recover this round, unless they do manage to find Patatas for free. It's going to be a tough one. They are going to be pushing forward now. Killjoy walks in for free. The Astro Dive are going to be used, but Patatas peeks through. The trade is going to be there from Chakets. Makes it a 2v3 now. Time running out. The Lear is going to get broken. 10 seconds left on the clock. The Reina peeks through, manages to get one and dismisses, while Darksea, they go for that 1-2 peak to clean things out, and Alpha Q gets a 2-round lead here. And this time, definitely forcing Team Surya into a save. The only man with money here is going to be Marco. And they committed the Astro Divide into that as well.
Yep. I mean, I did think maybe Patatas might use the raise out to maybe try and keep the push back, but in the end, he managed to get 2 kills there with just his bundle, or was it a Phantom? And yeah, doing enough damage. And in the end, it was the cleanup crew, Russell and the Brimstone, able to clean things up. So another good round in the side of Alpha Q. It's going to be a bit of a broken buy coming in from Team Surya now. They have a few Spectres here and there, and 2 Sheriffs as well. But Insane, Yop in hand is good for the first peak, and he will TP out of there.
Yeah, and that's the first operator coming into play in this matchup, and it's going to be good for the time being. They still haven't really got any sort of ground here, and I think it goes back to what you were saying, right? We do have Team Surya playing as 5, no real map control being taken, and if needed, Patatas could have taken control of Showers here, even a shot. They haven't really pushed through though, so they have Team Surya has map control just for free here, just because they haven't pushed forward.
Right, and combining that with the fact that Surya is tending to dry pick a lot of angles, even though they have the Prowlers and the Layers to work with, is kind of making it a bit easier for Alpha Q to hold those angles and just get free picks with the operator like Insane just did.
Pain Shells did try to force Dakaski out of position there from Lamps, but he is going to be holding it for the time being. Meanwhile, Showers push coming out from 2 players here. The Chamber and the Fade pushing through Showers.
Yep, and mind you, the showstopper is in the hands of Patatas. He could use it in the last few seconds to try and hold back the push a few more seconds longer if he decides to do so. And we have 2 more smokes in the hands of Dakaski as well. So the last 10 seconds of the round, and with the eco buy, Marco is good for 1.
So there is no Brimstone Army. He's going to plant, but inside the smoke, not going to work out. Patatas peeks through, and Hyper will find that kill. Massive Russell comes in, takes out Chunky, making it a 2v3 now. Russell does have another layer. He throws it out, does not peek through. It has the second layer as well. Aftershock here trying to clean out that cubby area, not really finding anyone. Hyper needs to be careful. Hyper will peek through, not going to be able to find the kill, and Insane to clean things up. And they did get the plant on the eco, but maybe they could have clutched that round out. I thought they might have had it with those picks coming in on entry. They've managed to find the Brimstone as well as Hyper on the Riz, but not being able to close out the gun disadvantage, just working against them.
Absolutely. So the scoreline is going to be 5-2 in favor of Team Alpha Q. They do have the showstopper to work with, but in the hands of Team Surya, they do have the Fade Alts, they have the Lockdown, as well as the Tour de Force in the hands of the Chamber. So it's going to be, I believe, a full buy coming in from both sides. Of no, I believe that was a half buy coming in from the side of Team Surya last round. So I do wonder if they have enough creds for this. I believe they do. So yeah, it's going to be a full buy coming in from either team. And once again, it's going to be 4 players stacked towards B from the side of Team Surya.
And meanwhile, showstopper coming out from Patatas will find Logic. So there is no lockdown for Team Surya now. And we spoke about this. Patatas, like as soon as you realize that they are playing towards one side, you are able to push for free. And he is able to push forward, get one, and back off as well for absolutely free there. The operator from Insane will put Chamber down, leaving Raze He is not. He's looking to dry pick this. The shot misses, and he will be able to rendezvous out. So 3v5 yet again on the side of Team Surya here, in a bit of a tough situation. They've slowed things down here. Patatas, Hyper makes noise there, and Patatas will peak. Very unfortunate. I think that small jump there made noise and gave the information enough for Patatas to pick through. And now Marco is going to be there as well. He makes sound as well. He's trying to back off. And he will be able to. Patatas managed to go into Kabi here. Has taken a lot of control here in a shot. But the spike is rotating back towards B here. They are looking to save these two Vandals here. They are in a tough situation, not really going to be able to push into site. It's a 5v2. They will be saving the Vandals.
Yes, indeed. Another good round coming in from the side of Alpha Q. The scoreline is 6-2. And as we said, it's the same thing which keeps happening. They peak as soon as they know the team is going to the other side. They get one pick and they just back out of there. And so far, that strat has been working for Alpha Q quite well. They keep managing to, remove the utility that Team Surya has on their board quite early, which means that Team Surya is left alone without actually having any utility to try and aggress into the side. They keep losing the lockdown. They keep losing the Prowlers and the Lear, so it's becoming a bit hard to, get the site afterwards.
Indeed, and we still haven't seen a default coming out from Team Surya, but they do decide to do that. And meanwhile, Insane gets another pick here. Good repositioning from him from A side to B side here, just playing around with that operator, keeping Team Surya guessing. And meanwhile, Insane. Marco managed to find Patatas. Insane finds another there. The Killjoy lockdown is going to be utilized here from Team Surya to take control of A side, and they will get the plant down with that. But meanwhile, the push coming from behind here. We have the Reyna picking up, coming in from behind. Insane finds another here onto Marco, making it a 2v4. Logic inside lamps will pop the molly for the time being. Hyper peeks through, manages to find the operator on Insane. Aftershock forcing Logic out. Logic is going to be rotating back around. They are going to try and defuse this. Logic will find Russell there, and the last
one enemy remaining.
Trades coming out. Kane manages to find 2 quick kills onto Hyper, as well as that Killjoy. Interesting crosshair. What do you think about
your day, is it?
I've seen crosshairs like this throughout the tournaments. We've seen Scrim, especially, having some really weird stuff, and this just complements exactly what teams like to do. I mean, does this work? I do not know, but Kane seems to be doing quite okay with it.
It did. I mean, yeah, majority of the time that Scrim changes around with his, plays around with his crosshair is when he's trolling and when they know that they have the game in the bag. But to be able to play continuously with this crosshair at this level, interesting. Might work. I might check it out. Who knows?
Yeah.
You want to play? Let's play.
So that was a really close round
coming out. The massive push, a quick round coming out from Alpha Q here. Absolutely insane. And Russell picks up another one to Marco, and using that reach to absolute perfection, pushing through Belong, reading Team Surya to a T there.
Yeah, why do you need a crosshair when you can use a utility like that?
Just normally what you see on B-Long is you run this with a jet so that he can dash forward, and to be able to do that with the Reyna at that speed and being successful with it. Oof.
A really good round coming there from Alpha Q, a really aggressive round. I mean, so far they've been playing off how Team Surya played, but this time they decided to be a bit more aggressive, as in a full-on aggressive push, and yeah, that was a flawless round coming in from them. And holding this angle is going to be insane. Quite close with the operator there, and expected by the KJ, and he will TP out.
I did lose a little bit of XP there, but he's still quite healthy. Meanwhile, they are still looking to it. Now they have gone for a bit of a default. This is the first time they are defaulting, and the read again from Alpha Q has been really good. They don't really rotate out of sight. They are good at holding for the time being. Oh, Patatas, the logic has got to be sad with that. That's unfortunate. Getting a shot through the steal, really taken down by Hyper on that Guardian through a wall bang. And Kane does have one more flash and the of this side. Russell meanwhile has pushed. Will find the kill on Chucky, finds another
Spike down B.
With that Empress leaving them in a 2v situation where Russell still trying to fight out here. Instant coming in with the operator. They do have the spike, so going to be a tough
30 seconds left. One
not
enemy
going to be
remaining.
able to find it. Russell picks up a third kill, leaving the last man like the chamber. Fight up against all four. Patatas will be the cleanup crew there, making it a 9-2 here going into the last round before the half. And Alpha Q just showing dominance after a shaky start after that pistol round. They are doing absolutely well here.
Yes, indeed, Alpha Q so far running away with the game. They are controlling the pace, they are controlling the aggression, and I believe we did have a small issue, a connection issue, I believe, from the admin side. So we'll just have to wait a few more seconds until things do get restarted. But so far, looking at the 9-2, that was what, 11 rounds, which happened so far. Chara, what do you think about it?
I mean, like I said, it was a bit of a shaky start for Alpha Q after losing out on that pistol round, and they lost the consecutive round afterwards. But after that, I think they stepped up. They read Surya to a letter. They played the sides very well, didn't over-rotate. It's just a better gameplay coming out from Team Alpha Q here. And then even changing up strategies on defense, we saw Insane moving around with that operator quite a bit and been very successful with it so far. And then also we did see the aggressive side as well on one of those rounds where they did push out with Breach and the Reyna all the way through B-Long. Again, these are very unexpected things when you play like, 5-6 rounds the same way, and then when you change up strategies immediately, it just did catch Surya off guard here, because they do have ways to stop it. It's just that you're not expecting it and you're not ready for it, because when the blind came out from B-Long there, right, they do have the pain shells to work with. They can stop the push coming through B-Long because the raise was actually there, but it's just that he's not ready for it and he wasn't expecting it, and it just, the reaction didn't exactly happen the way, and they managed to get just 3 kills off of that push coming through B-Long. And again, it comes down to how well you read the other team, especially when it comes to high level games, very high level games. What we have seen on the international stage as well is that it's a lot to do with how you mix up your strategies and how well you read the opposing side as well. And Alpha Q has been doing that in, I mean, obviously almost all the rounds they have been reading really well. Meanwhile, 34 is going to be popped by Insane this time around, and going to be off showers, will get taken down by Chip. A good shot coming out from him.
You want to find it?
They will find was that a disconnect or did he? Sorry, they did only find one onto the chamber, so it's going to be a 4v5.
Face your fear!
But this time they in the Nightmare, they're using the Prowlers and the actual device as well, trying to kill the side, and they will get the spike down. It's going to be a 5v4 so far, and Logic will follow suit. That's going to be Patatas off the board. The showstopper will get popped, which will hold back defenders for a bit, but it has
from behind. Will be good for one. Russell in the meantime will get the trade here. 2v3 now. Russell for more. Push through with the Leah there. They are both together, but they are playing for this post plant here. Not really going to pick through. The tap on the spike.
One enemy remaining.
And they will find Russell and might be able to clean up, but Kim takes out one, but going to be the 1-2 pick coming out. Clean it up, and it's going to be a 9-3 half here.
Switching sides.
Will the curse reign supreme is going to be the question. Can Team Surya come back from this deficit?
Absolutely. The dreadful 9-3 curse to end the first half. It's going to be Surya on 3 rounds and Alpha Q taking 9 as we head on into the second half. A really good last round there from Team Surya. That was an aggressive push from them. They had all the agility to work with, and they absolutely demolished them. I got the site perfectly. I believe it was a 5v3 when the spike went down, and they held on to it, and a really good round to end the first half. So now, as we head on into the second half with Surya on the defense, it's going to be quite interesting to see how they do it, especially the attack coming in from the side of Alpha Q. Mind you, they only have the breach to work with as an initiator. So it's going to be interesting to see how they do it with a bit of a lack of info. But also we have the Raise and Fade combination coming in from the side of Surya as we head on into their defensive half, which means they have some creative ways of using it, combining the bungee with the paint shells. So it's going to be interesting to see how it works as we head on into the second half.
Indeed. So just before we do head into the second half, we will be going in for a very short break. But for those of you who are joining from home, you are joining for the Interschool Esports Championship hosted by the Royal College ComputerSociety and powered by none other than Lenovo. We'll be right back after this very short break. Hello and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. You are joining us live for the Inter-School Esports Championship organized by Royal College Colombo Computer Society, and we are into the second half of the semi-final number one. It is a licensed college, licensed international taking Gateway International from Kandy here, and it's Team Surya on the defense now with Alpha Q on the attack.
Yep, and to start things off, as I mentioned, the paint shells alongside the punchy is what starts off the defensive half for Surya. A bit off there on the timing, but managing to do a bit of damage onto Russell there, the Reyna. And as the dust settles, it's going to be 4 players stuck towards the B side with Chamber, which is going to be insane, lurking towards showers in the first few seconds of the round.
This time we do see the default with Insane lurking here. So this is the change up of strategies that we have had from both teams here. They are playing much more of a default rather than going barreling in 5-man into one side. But then again, we don't see Team Surya over-rotate as well, which is a good sign. But as I say that the Astra is moving towards that B side, leaving the Fade alone in A.
Right, the Lear should be able to maybe spot
30
at
seconds
least
left.
1 or 2 players, but I believe they just got back in time. They do have the trap towards showers, but the push comes in. Russell trying to get a few picks there, pushes in with the breach utility to help him, and the spike should be able to go down, but no,
Spike
macro
planted.
peaks with the kill. Russell with the run.
Russell finds the second as well. This Reyna has been on fire even in the first half. That's a quick 2 kills coming out, so makes it a 4v3 now for Team Surya. Going to be a tough one. Through Logic will find one. Russell for the trade, though Russell picks up his 3rd kill as well. And down to 12 HP, he has no more overheals left, so he is going to be playing with this.
Last player standing.
Russell finds the 4th as well, and the Kuski with the final kill on the chamber, and a massive round coming out from Russell, and they will clean up the pistol. They're going to be very happy with that, getting them on double digits, and they will have their first buy round. Do we see a force here coming out from Team Surya? I think they might actually force here.
I believe so, because the scoreline is 10-3, and if they lose it, it's going to be 11-3, which is going to be really hard for them to come back from. So I believe a force. Never mind. But so far, as you said, that was a really good round there from Russell. A really quick 4K coming in from him with the Ghost in hand. And, you know, the Reyna, especially in a pistol round, is quite dangerous once he gets healed up to 150 HP. And this time, starting a bit slow because they are expecting, once again, the paint shells to come in. So just giving them that presence, but insane there with an insane shot onto the chamber. Will get the first kill on the board for this round.
They will be pushing forward here. They will find everyone support, but meanwhile, Patata is coming in with that paint shell. Will find into the 30. Going to be there from Chucky.
Last player standing.
And insane dancing
All
around
charges.
Chucky there. Will get the second kill and leaving the Killjoy to take this back 1v4. And nothing really to work with other than his pistol in hand. Going to be a tough one. If he can find at least one kill here, that will be. I mean, it's going to be okay in terms of damage mitigation here. They want to get as many Spectres off the hands of Alpha Q here going into their bonus. But as in terms of winning the round, almost gets insane with that first headshot, but not going to be able to find the rest of the shots there. Insane will clean it out. So it's going to be 11-3 now. And going into the first full gun round for Surya, and Alpha Kill going to be on their bonus with the Spectres saved up here. We have the Odin coming out from Logic as well.
Yep, Logic deciding to bring in the big guns. It's going to be an Odin in his hands, and Macro, I believe he has enough creds to buy a Vandal, but deciding to stick to the Spectre, is it? No, I believe, no, half shield and Vandal, but he decides to buy the full shield instead. So this time it looks to be a B heavy push from Alpha Q as the round starts, and yes indeed, they were quite aggressive the last round. I mean, they do have the utility to work with as well. The boombox are used to GearUp Luka. They spot the KJ turret.
Turret down.
The read from Alpha Q is always perfect here. They have gone into the site with just the Killjoy here. Leah's out, they jump through Patatas will satchel forward, not really going to find anything right now. But Leah taking a hard stab through. No real trades happening, it's just the Brimstone taking part of the damage and Patatas as well. The Odin as well, Russell finds one, looking for the second as well, gets the 2 quick kills, manages to dismiss out as well. Will he be able to find Logic? He peeks through and he will find Logic. Logic manages to find 2 Marco with the trade onto the brain now, making it 2-2. Things are heating up, but Insane finds another head on the shot onto Marco, leaving Chucky in a 1v2 and down to 4 HP as well, making it almost impossible. The gun round falling apart for Team Surya here and Alpha Q. It's just Russell this Reyna going absolute ham here.
Indeed, looking quite impossible here for the Fade in a 1v2 on 4 HP. Does see one player, but in the end, Insane. The trigger discipline will take down Chucky on 4 HP. A really, really good run coming there from the side of Alpha Q, and as you mentioned, capitalizing on the aggression of Russell. And mind you, the audacity of Patatas with only Ghost in hand to just settle in the side and hold off the entire push coming in from the smoke with only a Ghost in his hand was quite audacious, I must say that. And the Russell there in elbow, getting 3 kills, I believe, with a Spectre in his hand. And just getting the kills that they needed and putting them on match point. The scoreline is 12-3. Alpha Q looking to end this game on a really high note, and yeah, looking quite good.
And having the first game in the bag also, telling a lot going into the second game, and especially with this much of a deficit on the side of Team Surya, it's going to be interesting to see how they reset, because I don't think it's just something to do with more of strategy than just gunplay. It's just that Team Alpha Q has been reading them very well, but this time it's going to be a final push coming through, and good god, the Insane just flicks onto the chamber. Will find one, finds the second onto Hyper as well. We will find the 3rd kill as well, looking to pick up an ace here maybe. Let's see whether he is, and it will be the first ace here in the semi-finals. Holding off, and meanwhile the plant is going to be all the way in B side.
One enemy remaining.
So much work at A. but they will plant, and instead still playing around. So it's Marco and he's still playing around.
Soul shots.
Then will finally get put down here. But Marco gets
My ult's ready.
line. Marco finds the third kill as well. He needs to push
Right
forward
there.
now
Macro.
because he's playing. Sorry, a macro, not Marco. My bad. But yeah, he's playing against the clock here as well. In a 1v2, he needs to push forward quite soon. Dakaski will kick through. Does get a little bit of information. Will spam through, just delaying things as much as possible. And he now gets into side. Running out of time, and he will
Time for
finally
protein
get
shake.
taken out.
Attackers
That's
win.
game number 1
Never had a
being
doubt.
claimed by Alpha Q here. And what a game we have had from them. Alpha Q making it a 13-3 to claim the game number 1 of this semi-final number 1. And they're going to be really happy with that performance going into that map on Fracture. And let me just check who picked up Fracture here. Fracture was picked there by, I
Surya.
think, yeah, Surya, right? So
Was it?
I think with Team A ban Pearl, so yeah, it was Alpha Q. Map 1 was picked by Bind Surya. Yeah, Surya. Surya picked up Fracture here. So
Right.
we're going to. It's going to be an interesting one on how they perform on their map pick. Personally, that Fracture has to be my second favorite map here. I think. Like I said, I haven't played a lot of Valorant, but every time I have had my 2 high skill games have been on Fracture. It's a very fun map to play. And the interesting part about Fracture is it's not a passive map, right? Whether you're on defense or attack, you need to play aggressive. You need to play for map control. And even on defense, we have seen these aggressive pushes coming out from different angles to try and take map control. But talking a little bit about going back into this game 1 on Bind, what do you think the fall down for Team Surya was?
Well, I guess one of the main reasons for them was the fact that they didn't play default many rounds. They decided to maybe 5-stack towards one side. And from the get-go, Alpha Q read into this play really well. They managed to come behind them, get a few easy picks, a few free picks, and then just dismiss or just TP out for safety. And that left Team Surya on the back foot on a lot of rounds quite early on. And combining that with the fact that they tended to dry peek a lot of angles, even though they had the utility to clear them, meant that they peaked a lot into Insane's operator, and there was also a lot of free kills from the side of Alpha Q. And
game number 1 was taken by Alpha Q there from Lyceum. And you were talking about the first picks, right? Even when you saw the first bloods on the side of Alpha Q, it tells a big story. Majority of the rounds they were playing at the advantage because the first pick was taken always by Alpha Q. There were very minimal rounds. I think the rounds that Surya won was the rounds that they managed to get the initial pick on their side. But the case was that it was Alpha Q who was always getting first blood. So it was Surya always playing on the back foot going into these rounds because there was no trades happening for these first bloods as well. And it was most of the time Alpha Q getting a free pick to start things off. And already Surya was going into the round on the back foot. But having said that, it's definitely going to be interesting to see how they do play on Fracture. I'm really hyped to see the map. It's not a map that we see all the time, especially in the pro scene in Sri Lanka. It's a map that is normally banned out. We don't see a lot of Fracture. We do see the standard Breeze, Ascent, Bind, Icebox coming out, but we haven't seen a lot of Pearl and Fracture being played. So it's definitely going to be interesting to see this next map going to be played on Fracture. But having said that, just before we do head into the game, for those of you who are joining from home, you're joining for the Interschool Esports Championship hosted by Royal College Colombo Computer Society, powered by none other than Lenovo. And of course, a shout out to all our other sponsors as well. We do have SLT Mobile joining us, as well as the Royal College Radio Club, as well as the Photography Society, as well as the media unit, and also laptop.lk as the display partner as well. So a lot of sponsors coming on board to make sure that this event is a possibility. And a massive shout out to game.lk, the esports partner as well. They have been the pioneers of esports since 2007, making sure esports in the country goes forward day in and day out. And also now coming to the stage that esports championship at a school level is actually a thing for the last couple of years. It's absolutely insane. I wish that it was there during our school days, but it has come to that stage where at a school level people are already competitive, and we can see the skill on screen right now. But having said that, we'll be heading into a very short break. Do join us again for game number 2 of semi-final number 1.
What makes a nation great? Is it the richness of its heritage, the beauty of its natural bounty, the state of its state-of-the-art? Or is it the strength of its connections? The bonds that bind us, that make us truly Sri Lankan. As the country's leader in digital technology, we understand that we're better when we come together, and that we're at our best when we champion each other's success. For decades, SLT Mobitel has been linking Sri Lankan lives, spearheading Sri Lanka's technological transformation and uniting the nation. Whatever the future may look like, or wherever it may take us, we'll always be right here, connecting you to the things you care most about. SLT Mobitel, the connection.
Take it anywhere with SLT Go. Data Bo One, Data Bo One.
A non-stop journey with Data Bo One from SLT Mobitel Home Broadband.
Hi guys, and we are back with game number 2.
What makes a nation great? Is it the richness of its heritage, the beauty of its natural bounty, the state of its state-of-the-art? Or is it the strength of its connections? The bonds that bind us, that make us truly Sri Lankan. As the country's leader in digital technology, we understand that we're better when we come together, and that we're at our best when we champion each other.
Hi guys, and welcome back to GearUp Interschool Esports Championship, hosted by Royal College Colombo Computer Society and powered by Lenovo. Y'all are joining us for game number 2 of the first semi-final in Valorant. It is Lyceum College taking on Gateway College Candy in this best of 3 matchup. And I think Lyceum came out on top. It was Alpha Q who took game number 1, and we are just about to head into game number 2 on Fracture. Just before we do head into it, a massive shout out to all our sponsors here. SLT Mobitel, the fastest broadband connection in the country. If y'all do not have a fiber line right now, y'all need to get yourself one. All of this is a possibility thanks to SLT Mobitel Fiber, which is giving you absolutely amazing speed, allowing you to stream as well as play all your games at the lowest possible pings as well. So having said that, shout out to the radio club from Royal College, as well as the Photography Society, as well as the media unit, and also laptop.lk, our display partner, and a massive shout out to game.lk, the esports partner as well, to make this all a possibility. And of course, a reminder, guys, we do have the semifinals for Call of Duty Mobile happening tomorrow. I think it's starting at around 1:30 p.m. in the afternoon, and then we do have the grand finals in a LAN setting on the 8th of December, and that's going to be the, I think, if I'm not mistaken, the second LAN event in this year, and second LAN event in a very, very long time, which is absolutely insane. And hats off to Royal College Computer Society for making it happen. And having said that, we are just waiting on the players to ready up. Kitty, let's go back into Fracture, right? What are we looking in terms of agent selection? What are the predictions that you have?
Well, from the side of AlphaQ, I mean, we did see the Breach coming up even on Bind, and I think Breach is a really strong operator, especially for a map like Fracture as well, and combining that with a Raze, I think might be the default duelist we see. And we did see a Brimstone coming in from AlphaQ alongside with an Astra. I believe from the side of it was Surya. I think Brimstone might be the better controller for this map, or even a Viper if that's what they decide to go with. Because the fact is, you can have up to 3 smokes at a certain time, which is going to be much better for the attackers when it comes to pushing into a site. Chamber was the stable pick. Insane was quite good on the Chamber, so I think both teams might stick to a Chamber. So yeah, in terms of the initiate, I think we might see a Fade as well. Fade is quite strong on a map like this. But hey, we will have to see how things go. And of course, the last map, I believe, was chosen from Alpha Q, so they were quite strong on it. This is the pick coming in from Team Surya. So we will have to see if they can turn the tides here, or if the momentum of Alpha Q will continue and they will make it a 2-0 at the end of the first semifinals.
It did, and Fracture is a map that allows you to, play around the compositions a little bit. We have seen double controller lineups, we had seen double initiator lineups. Going to be interesting to see what they do work with. You can run the breach and the Fade together with a single controller and maybe a chamber and a duelist. We have seen a lot of neons on Fracture as well. It kind of suits the map structure as well. It's a very aggressive map, whether you're on defense or attack. And it's about taking space, right? Whether you're on attack or defense, it's a lot about taking space on this map. And Neon allows you to do that quite fast, especially combined with a Raze. A breach. And then a Raze also technically allows you to do that, especially with the paint shells being coupled with the fault line, and then being able to satchel into sites with the blinds from the breach as well. So there's a lot of ways that you can play this map, and that's going to be the interesting part about the second map, where teams will be going to be interesting to see what the team competition is going to look like. And we did speak about this being a school level event, so a lot of these players we haven't seen in the pro scene in Sri Lanka. Some of them we have seen. We'll have to wait and see what composition, but when it comes to the pro scene, we would have an idea of what type of competition majority of the teams run, because we have seen them over the years, in multiple tournaments. So we have a vague idea of what they do run. But when it comes to a school format here, with all these schoolboys taking part, it's obviously going to be a surprise here as to what they are going to be running. We did even see where they did run the double duelist, which we haven't seen in a long time. Alpha Q was the team that ran the double duelist with the Raze and the Brainer, which has kind of fallen out of meta, but we did see them very successful with that on Bind. And with that, we are getting into the game, and like you said, we are going to be seeing that chamber come out on the side, at least on one side here, and then we do have the Raze come out. So it's going to be the Raze chamber combination on either side. They are hovering over the Viper. They do pick up the Viper and the Fade as well. What is Logic going to play? Is he going to be on a controller, or is he going to be on initiator is going to be the question. And the breach Raze combination coming out from Alpha Q here. Again, sticking to that combination. Russell, what is he going to pick up? Is he going to go for that duelist? And yes, so they are playing that double duelist yet again. Oh, hovering over the Yoru. Double duelist from either side. And
so what's interesting for me is the fact that we have the Viper. So I mean, normally we do see the Viper, but then we see him probably complemented by something like either Nastra or Brimstone. But this time, Team Surya decides to go with just the Viper, which is something we've seen prior, but before, since it's only going to be a one control setup, it might be good for maybe a B attack, but it becomes a bit more harder when it comes to the A side push. From the side of Alpha Q, we something a bit more conventional. We have the breach, we have the Brimstone, we have the chamber, but it's going to be two duelists from the side of Alpha Q this match as well, which is something which worked for them last time around. So maybe the momentum will carry, but this time it's going to be Insane who's playing the Raze, and it's going to be Mr. Patatas on the chamber. So they did switch roles for this map, but it's still the same agents throughout the game. But the side of Team Surya is a bit more interesting. We have, as I mentioned, the Viper. So we'll have to see how it works into their playstyle, but they will be starting off on the defense. So yeah, let's just see how it works out for them.
Yeah, and we did see them run the double sentinel last time around. This time they have opted for the double duelist lineup on both sides. Again, like I said, it's not something that you see. I don't really agree with the Alpha Q Reyna pick there, and even Team Surya's Reyna pick. You can couple that up with another initiator, or even in terms of Team Surya, I think Viper with another controller, and then on Alpha Q maybe with another initiator. I think would have been really nice to see. But they have been successful with this on the side of Alpha Q, so they are sticking to what is tried and true here and what they are comfortable with, even though they have switched up between the Rays and the Chamber players. Let's have a look at what they are going to be doing again. It's going to be a full 5-man push coming out from Alpha
But I
Q.
also feel the fact that, you know, the breach will actually complement these two duelists, because both Russell and Insane like to be quite aggressive from the get-go, and as we can see, it's going to be a 5-man rush coming in. 3 players from Sands, 2 players from A main to quickly get control. Russell already inside. It's going to be the Rays from the defending team, the first person to come in contact, and Kane will be the first to take down Chucky.
Yeah, and there's already advantage again. The first blood going in favor of Alpha Q. It's going to be a 4v5. Russell finds one, gets the overheal of Marco. Tackles a bit, and Marco. Oh, Russell the
enemy remaining
here, but finally Russell will pick him up, leaving just the Reyna logic in a 1v4 and an impossible retake here.
Yeah, a really aggressive first round coming in from the side of Alpha Q, and not much utility rather in the hands of Team Surya to hold back such an aggressive push. And yeah, the first round in hands of Alpha Q.
Yeah, and Patatas there again with a lovely headhunter shot there onto who was it? I think Logic there.
Logic.
And yeah, and the funny part about that was he actually readjusted because he popped down from above and took that shot. So a really good shot coming out from him to take that final pick. And again, the coordination on the side of Team Surya seems to be a little bit off. Even on the retake, they went one by one. Yes, Chucky was caught inside the side, but the rest of them just kind of barreled into the side one by one and just paid the price for it. They are going to be on a save, but this is the buy round coming out from Team Alpha Q.
Yep, an aggressive push worked for them in the first round, and they are looking to repeat it this round as well. Chamber, unfortunate timing. He tries to get one pick, but of course Russell is already fixed his team, and he's realistic.
Finds
Russell
here, manages to shoot this out.
One enemy remaining.
Will get the fourth, looking for the ace here. Why is Logic going to be is the question. Logic is rotating all the way around here. He's going to be coming through drop here from Dish. They're looking for him and they're trying to get Russell there
on the side of the defenders. I mean, the sand push, they have nothing to do about it. The Chamber just keeping back, and unfortunately Russell has already found him, and there we go. They find Logic. Russell trying to get his ace, and Logic is aware of this and he decides to run back.
They might actually end up doing the ace here. Logic will get spotted out. This might be the first ace there. Everyone's trying to get Russell. And Russell will find the first ace of the tournament here. And what a performance he has had on this match number 1, and then on match number 2 also off to a very flying start here. Already 7 kills under his belt at the end of 2 rounds.
Indeed, a well-deserved ace coming in there from Russell, and a really good team coordination from Alpha Q to both win the round and also to give that ace to him. Really good coordination all the way around. But of course, this is going to be the first buy round coming in from the side of Team Surya. They do have the better guns heading on into round number 3, and it's going to be towards a B side this time. Unfortunately, only 2 players are ready to deal with this, so let's see how it works out for them.
Thrown out to get some control on the long there, be main rather, and then Macro will find Patatas on entry there. Needs to be careful. Will find the kill on the Logic. I am not sure how he even found that Macro with the trade out to Takaski. It's a 3v4 now on the defense, so the gun advantage working out well for them. Again, with the Spectre will go for the plant here now. And meanwhile, Russell yet again, this man is going absolute ham. He has recovered the Phantom as well, leaving them in the
one enemy remaining.
Russell finds another. That's his 3rd kill on the round, looking for the 4th as well. The Chamber left in a 1v2 will get caught out by Insane, and they will win the bonus as well. Alpha Q bringing in the momentum from that game number 1. It's 3-0 going into the 4th round.
Absolutely. I actually thought that maybe Team Surya might win that round because Macro, he was doing quite decent. He managed to hold the attackers at bay, getting 2 kills there, doing decent damage on Breach as well. But in the end, Russell there with the Spectre and the Empress managing to run rings around them, and the scoreline is 3-0. And look at this, Russell already 10-0 with only 3 rounds into the game, doing amazing for his team.
Yeah, I mean, this KDA is off the chart right now. It's at a 3 right now with 3+ right now after they've got 3 out, 7 kills. They're being all blind. The bench shells are stalling in the time being. The Leos out there. It's very aggressive coming out. Meanwhile, the shots will whiff. They will clean him out. Macro will get the trade there, but will get traded.
One
out
enemy
by
remaining.
Patatas, leaving the last man alive. Patatas finds the second kill on the Chucky
Spike
as well.
planted.
And Chamber with a headhunter, 1 bullet left on it as well. The Marshall to work out. Ooh, just insane there.
Nice shot there.
Scope, but will get cleaned out by Patatas
Gun here.
and makes it a 4-0. Alpha Q, so
Trust me,
aggressive.
they will make mistakes.
And they are
When
making
they
this work,
do,
and this is what I
take
spoke about the map.
advantage.
It's a very aggressive map, and they're
That's
making
a
it work.
good spot.
I feel like Team Surya might have to, gamble a side here, try to fight like a certain side, hope that AlphaQ push it, and then try to get the kills there. But the question is, yeah, it looks like so. There's 4 players stacked towards A. There's 1 player inside B. So they're hoping that it might be once again an A push, and they are hoping to gamble on it. Hopefully it works for them, but no. Once again, it's going to be Macro going back towards B as well. Starting to play default so far. So they does
They
get
are
pushed by
pushing
insane.
through. Oh my good god, Chamber finds both of them. This is the aggression that you needed, and meanwhile now
Stealing sight.
the Ultimate is going to be used by the bridge. Insane finds Chucky inside the side. It's going to be a 3v3 now. Kane meanwhile finds
One
Macro.
enemy remaining.
But Russell and Insane to clean things up, and these rounds are falling apart so fast. But this is the aggression that was needed from the defense, and this is the first time we did see the first blood going in favor of Team Surya. And this is what they need to do in every round, right? They need to grab push, and it's just unfortunate that Breach had the ultimate this round, but if not, it would have worked out for them. I mean, I feel like it would have at least worked out for them. I think Chucky would have been able to at least get 1 pick if he was not called in the Rolling Thunder from Breach.
Right. And also the thing is, you'd either, stack aside or you would actually play retake, but so far Team Surya are kind of playing in between, which means that when the initial pick, the attack comes in, at least 1 player dies, but then when it comes to retake, you don't have enough players left alive, right? So it's like playing with and unfortunately, it's going to be insane once again. The Chamber, of course, gets touched with Russell, and a Macro inside the Wi-Fi spin is good for 1 kill, but Dikowski will take down Hyper in the meantime.
Last player
It's going to be
standing.
3v2.
Good. The Breach in a 1v3 down to no HP, finds 1 on the Macro. That's the Viper split down, and Chucky will clean him out, and that's a Thrifty being won by Team Surya. I mean, again, the change up from strategies from Alpha Q, it almost worked out for them. But Team Surya managing to hold strong there this time around. They did push as a 3 on B long, didn't really find anyone, but they did have 3 people inside, completing the Viper split as well there to hold off everyone. And Chamber managing to find Russell there at the start as a first pick was absolutely huge.
Yeah, the Viper split coming from Macro there was enough for them to win
You
that
want
round.
to play? Let's
And,
play.
Looking a bit of a more default push coming in from the side of AlphaQ this time around.
Yeah, they have been changing up strategies quite a bit from round to round, keeping guessing here. Meanwhile, first pick going to be taken by Insane onto Hyper, a 1 tap coming out off onto him, and the plant will be taken here in B side for absolutely free. And now the rotate coming out. It is just a Reyna rotating in for the time being. Logic, have Insane one out. Logic will get spammed. That's a massive kill to have. So 4v4 now for the retake. Patatas though will find the Chamber with that 24. At 3v4. Kankas there to delay the push. Macro will get spotted there. Logic will get taken down.
One enemy
Patatas
remaining.
finds the second. Insane with the kill onto Macro there, leaving the Fed in an almost impossible 1v4 retake here. The timer running out and looking to save the weapon here. Then Chucky whips completely, and Insane is able to turn around and get that kill, and Dakaski is the only one going to die to the bomb going off there. It's 6-1.
That makes it the scoreline 6-1. And the thing is, it's this change of pace coming in from Alpha Q which keeps Team Surya guessing, because they've conditioned the side of Surya to expect a rush like 24/7. They've been rushing the past 5 rounds, and it's worked out for them quite well. And then when they just throw a curveball, when they try to play it around default, they play really, really slow. Surya is not expecting that, and that's how Insane was able to capitalize on it with the first pick. The 1 tap onto the Raze, who was not expecting it. So yeah, it's this change of pace which Alpha Q are able to do, which makes it which makes them rather a really potent team, which Surya is finding it quite hard to deal with. And the scoreline says that quite well. It is 6-1, and I believe we are heading into a technical pause until the game gets sorted out. So we do have a few minutes to actually reflect on what we've seen so far. So, Tara, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, indeed. I think it goes back to what AlphaQ has been doing, right? They have been changing up pace. They did this on Bind as well. And in fact, I think it's they have been changing the pace each and every round. But you know, you're back with the game, and now, oh my God, he manages to miss this out in time. Dodge that showstopper and Russell manages to find the second kill as well. Finds the third as well. He's going absolutely ham with his Empress. Looking for the last two here. Might be another ace if you can manage to close this out. Looking for Macro. Right and they push forward, and he's on another ace yet again. Looking for the last man alive. He's going to be in. He's going to be in this share. They do have an idea because he did manage to get one pick by this down, and that's Russell picking up another ace with that Empress online, and Russell firing on absolutely all cylinders here. Good God, this man.
Yes, indeed. That is a second ace for him this match, this map, and he's wrecking havoc. Look at the scoreline. It is 17-3 for him, with only 8 rounds into the game, doing amazing stuff here. And yeah, AlphaQ looking to run away with this game.
Yeah, again, keeping that almost 3 KD alive for Russell here, 17 kills. And we were looking at new talent in terms of, you know, gunplay as well as game this team from AlphaQ. That's what they have. Insane in the meantime will find Logic. That's the goal. That's first blood going to rob them, and now the Rolling Thunder going to be used as well. In the meantime, Insane has pushed all the way from drop there, and Russell will find the second kill as well. Russell finds another using that dismiss, and meanwhile, finally, we get put down the operator in the hands of Patas, and we will have the final kill falling. And another very quick round, a change of pace yet again from AlphaQ. Will find that round. It's 8-1 now, going into this 10th round of the first half. But I mean, the gameplay coming out from AlphaQ has just been too good here, and Team Surya has not been able to find an answer. And yet again, they are on multiple Guardians here, and I don't think I think I would prefer them on Spectres rather than Guardians at this point with the pace that AlphaQ is playing. Again, a 5-man rush coming into A side. He's going to be the only one. He's going to get thrown off the now the showstopper going to get popped as well. Able to find for Insane trying to hold off Sands. That Logic will find one on Russell. A massive kill to have. Insane with the showstopper, not going to be able to find anything, but Logic will get taken down. Patatas in the meantime will find
enemy remaining.
Everything falling apart. Insane finds Hyper as well. Leaving the Viper 1v3 finds one, finds the second as well. Macro looking to try and clutch this, but he's down to 39 HP in this 1v2. McCain holding off Sands there for the time being, and will rotate back. Switch out weapons, he needs to reload. Patata finds the kill onto Macro, and will make it a 9-1.
Yes, indeed. I mean, I know we say that, you know, Russell is doing really well, but of course we need to, you know, commend the entire team, because Russell is playing off utility, the perfect utility, coming off from both Insane and Patatas and, you know, Canes. The breach stuns, the smokes, everything is just pitch perfect, and everything is just precisely on point for the entire team, and especially Russell, to capitalize. And the entire team, it's looking quite dominant at the moment, and the scoreline 9-1 is a reflection of that.
Indeed, and with that, they are going for another aggressive push on each B side here. They might even push through the Viper Swoop. No, they don't. They will back off. So again, a change of pace. But meanwhile, Chamber has got off a little bit of push in here. Will he find one with him? Not going to be able to find anything. Russell will clean him up, and that's the first pick going in favor of AlphaQ. Yet again, now through the smoke, and Insane will find Logic as well. The fast aggression coming out. They have no answer. Somebody will just run it out, and meanwhile, they will find that one kill on Russell there with that frenzy. Instead will get the trade on to Chucky. Macro finds another on, and Hyper will find the Tusky here, making it a 2v2.
The refracts do come in, and Patatas is quite low. It's going to be a 2v2 in this retake situation, but of course Yop comes in, and Patatas with Yop in hand will take down Hyper, leaving the Viper Macro in a 1v2. He does have the Viper Spit to work with if he does manage to get in his side, but no. There we go, the Viper Spit is
time being, and McCain through the smoke will find that kill onto Macro. Good prediction
Last
coming
round
out.
before the
And,
switch.
I really want to talk about what you said, right? It's
feeling
just not
generous.
Russell who is
Who
fragging
needs a
out.
buy?
It's just the utility coming out from Alpha Q has been absolutely picture perfect. It allows Reyna players, especially the ability to, you know, overheal or dismiss out. It allows a good Reyna player to be, you know, just unstoppable when your team is just so in sync with their utility usage, and he's just capitalizing off it. And the scoreline reads it like 21 kills. And the Kaski with 11 assists coming in for him as well. Just the team mentality of Alpha Q doing really well. It's 10-1 going into the last round before the half logic. And push us forward.
Cutting their vision.
But Insane will find that kill onto logic through that blind even. And that's the first pick yet again going in favor of Alpha Q here. Team Surya is trying to match the pace, but not really working out.
And there's going to be 5 players inside as we head on into the post-plant situation. And they have Degaski trying to get a kill there onto Hyper, but he switches to the shorty there. Will he aggressive? That is effective, but no, he decides to use the mollies instead and come behind Chucky. He's got 2 kills.
Last player standing.
Are going to be there and going to be Chucky in 1v3. The rolling thunder going to be plus the final round. Trying going for a knife. Got a bit too risky and the kill will take him up. Making it 11-1 half, and Alpha Q just
Switching
absolutely dominant.
These arms for a spin.
Yes, indeed, and that is an 11-1 half in favor of Alpha Q. As we head on into the second half, I believe we have a few minutes to talk about what just happened.
I mean, what exactly did just happen? It happened so fast from the side of Alpha Q. Absolutely amazing performance. And this is again the differentiation, right? Like when it comes to Valorant, especially, you know, when you're climbing up through the ranks, what I've seen is I obviously started at the bottom, and I started very late when Valorant was already, you know, booming in Sri Lanka. That's when I started playing Valorant. And what I saw from going up from, you know, iron to silver to, you know, bronze to silver to gold and then platinum, where I'm at right now, what I saw was the differentiation. It comes from, you know, when you go from gold to plat, and then plat also when you, you know, go into plat 3, we see the differentiation where the communication and the team sync is needed to be able to, you know, go far. But when it comes to just the gunplay, right, there isn't a lot difference when it comes to, you know, from gold to plat, or, you know, even silver to gold. There isn't a big difference in terms of gunplay. Everyone does have the aim. It's just that, you know, you're a little bit better at picking with your utility. You're a lot better using your utility to be able to take a fight. What happens at the lower ranks is you're not as great as using your utility. You tend to dry pick a lot, and you depend completely on your, you know, 1v1s or your aim, which is not what Valorant is all about. Valorant is a game that has a lot of utility in it, and a lot of team synergy is required to pull it off. And that's what we're seeing from Alpha Q here. I think all of those 5 players are really good at fragging out. I think all 10 players here are able to frag out. It's just that Alpha Q, the utility usage has been absolutely insane. And the guy with the aim here, Russell, his gunplay has been impeccable, and he's able to capitalize on this so much just because his team is so much in sync, and he's able to use his utility so well. And that's another reason why they are so fast on entry. They're so fast in taking the sides. And Team Surya is falling behind in terms of playing off of each other. They're not playing for these trades that you're looking for. You know, you want to do these 1-2 picks where you have one player picking out, and if he does go down, you have the second one immediately picking up behind him to get the trade off, which is not happening. And Fracture is a map, I think when we started the map out also, I said you need to be aggressive, and you need to have those players playing together. You have to have the utility on point. We do have the ability to use this as well. You have the fade with the raids combination. You do have a lot of combinations that they can use. You can use the Viper mollies to, you know, throw people off angles and push a area as well and gain some map control, which I haven't seen from Team Surya. They're always in this site, you know, playing the angles. Fracture is not about that. You can't hold a site because it's almost impossible to retake on Fracture, and you need to be able to get as much as you can on defense on entry. But the problem is on entry, if you're being rushed in by 5 players with the utility that Team Alpha Q has, Team Surya needs to be aggressive here. They cannot afford to play passive and to be, you know, be able to take a round as well. And from what I heard, there is a small 3-minute break between the halves, so we will have to wait a little while before we do get into that second half. But good God, Team Surya has their work cut out here. 11-1 deficit to come back from that. Not that we have not seen it. We have seen it at a professional level in Sri Lanka as well. We have had 12-0 deficit being turned around, or at least going 13-9 at the end of the game after being 12-0 down. We have seen it, but whether Team Surya can pull that off against the very in sync squad from Alpha Q is going to be the question. But what a performance, Kitty! It's just absolutely a pleasure to watch this side from Alpha Q perform.
Yes, indeed. So can Team Surya beat the aggression coming in from Alpha Q is the question as we head on into the second half. But I believe, as you said, Tara, we do have a small break. So we will meet you at the other side of it. So until then, yep, let's head on into a small break.
When the internet is powered by fiber, it's nothing like those days. Connections without delays or interruptions. Quite unlike those days. The pinnacle of picture quality. An ultra-fast superpower. It's nothing quite like those days. Sri Lanka's first, fastest and widest premium fiber network. SLT Mobitel Fiber, the fiber of the nation.
Take it anywhere with SLT Go. Data Bowl 1, data Bowl 1.
A non-stop journey with Data Bowl 1 from SLT Mobitel Home Broadband.
What makes a nation great? Is it the richness of its heritage, the beauty of its natural bounty, the state of its state-of-the-art? Or is it the strength of its connections? The bonds that bind us, that make us truly Sri Lankan. As the country's leader in digital technology, we understand that we're better when we come together, and that we're at our best when we champion each other's success. For decades, SLT Mobitel has been linking Sri Lankan lives, spearheading Sri Lanka's technological transformation and uniting the nation. Whatever the future may look like, or wherever it may take us, we'll always be right here, connecting you to the things you care most about. SLT Mobitel, the connection.
Hello and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to GearUp, the Interschool Esports Championship hosted by Royal College Colombo Computer Society and, of course, powered by Lenovo. We are just halfway down map number 2 of this semi-final number 1 in Valorant. It is Gateway College Kent taking on Lyceum College, and we will be going into a very rough half for Team Surya to come back into. It's 11-1. The first part of it is taking this first pistol round, and it is going to be a 5-man push coming out. The Viper wall goes up. We'll cover off most of that A side, and they will take. Haven't really got into sight here. The pen shells will try to throw Insane off. Insane still holding push. Coming in fast enough. Logic and Chunky both though finding Ken and Insane. Really good start for Team Surya here, and they will get the run down. Now they will find one, but Russell again going absolutely insane, finds Hyper as well as Macro there, making it a 2
last player standing.
Going to the side, Chucky will find Takashki as leaving Russell in a 1v3 here. Not going to find any. Oh, he does find Chucky though. Looking for more. They need to be careful though.
Last player standing.
And Russell finds another. Can he going to be able to ace this yet again? He's going to stick it halfway down. We have the drop. He is going to be halving it. And he does find the kill. Good God, this man. Mind you, this time he did not have
Bow
any help.
before me.
He just went in, he just destroyed. Russell finds the third ace.
Match
My
point.
good Lord.
Stamp out there.
When,
How many
just
kills
when
is
you
he on?
think Team Surrey is having a break and they're actually, turning things around, enter Russell and just absolutely demolishes the entire team. He already has his ult, and as we head on into what could possibly be the last round of the game.
Indeed, and now we do have a force coming out from Team Surya, obviously, and we have Russell on a Vandal with the Empress. Yeah, with the Empress, so he switches into a Phantom. I think the Phantom might be a little bit better with the Empress online. It just allows you a little bit more spray control. But having said that, a slower push coming out from the side of Team Surya, looking to gain position here. We have a default Logic is going to be lurking with the rest of the team going to be heading into that A site. And it's still a very slow push coming out. Logic will give away its position. Meanwhile, the Emperor is going to get popped by Russell there on his side. They still haven't been able to get inside though, and Sake will manage to find Insane through the smoke. Russell spamming away with that Phantom, and the Emperor's pop will do quite a bit of damage. Dakashki meanwhile finds Logic all the way. Where was it actually? All the way who was lurking through.
That was in Canteen, inside B.
Yeah. Molly. And Molly is going to delay things by Dakashki for the time being on that entry. But the entire attack is going to be coming in from... What's this area called? I'm forgetting the name now.
From B. A side drop.
Yeah, A-side drop now, yeah.
Yep, a good timing there because it was Russell who had the Empress online, so just waiting it off, and Chamber gets spotted by Dakaski, and
30
his
seconds
life
left.
will get removed from the board as well. With 30 seconds left, as the caster says, we've got Hyper. Go for a kill on Russell. It's going to be 3v3, but mind you, Hyper is quite low as they head on this A-side attack.
One
Kane will
enemy
be inside, little one kills
One
for a second.
finds another.
And the
Defenders
starters
win.
will clean things up. It's going to be 13-1, a statement by Alpha Q as they head on into the grand finals.
Yeah, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That's your first grand finals, Alpha Q. What a dominant performance from them. Absolutely insane. And this is a team to watch out for any team who is going to be coming out from the other side of semi-final number 2. It is going to be Wesley College Colombo taking on Isipatana College Colombo. And this is definitely a team to look out for. And this man, Russell, 26 kills under his belt, but it's just not him. Yes, the scoreline reads that he has 26, but Insane helping him out with 16 kills. And the rest of the team also, the utilization from this team, the team synergy coming out from Alpha Q has been absolutely insane. And again, the First Bloods kind of tells you the story of why Alpha Q has been so dominant. It is almost always them who are getting the First Bloods going into these rounds, and they capitalize on it so much. And the aggression from this team has been absolutely insane, whether it was on Bind or Fracture. And of course, this is going to be give a little bit of an idea to the team that is going to be facing off against them in the grand final. They have a little bit of more time to prepare. They do have until Thursday, which is the 8th of December, to prepare for this grand final. So they are going to be able to read into what Alpha Q has been doing. So obviously the team that wins in the second semifinals is going to be doing their studies on this team going into that grand final, which is going to be another best of 3. But it is a little bit disappointing that this semifinal ended in a 2-0. Obviously Alpha Q is very happy, but we as casters, we would obviously like it to go the distance where we do see that 3-game series, but it was not to be today, at least in semi-final number 1, but we do have semi-final number 2. But also just before we do head out into a break, a massive shout out to Royal College Columbo's Computer Society for organizing this tournament, GearUp, the Interschool Esports Championship, which is absolutely insane. We do have another title, not just Valorant. We do have Call of Duty Mobile happening tomorrow, the semi-finals for that tomorrow, and then of course the grand finals on the 8th of December as well. So a lot of action-packed gaming coming your way, thanks to Royal College Colombo Computer Society, and also to the partners joined up with them, especially Lenovo powering the entire event. If you all do not have a Lenovo laptop, or if you're in the market to buy a laptop, I can recommend this without fear, because I myself, I'm a huge fan of Lenovo as a brand. I can attest to its durability since I used mine for like 7 years running. And in the end, when I got rid of it, it was not because it was broken. It was just that I was going in for a higher spec desktop at the time, because at the end of 7 years, you're looking at a very old laptop. So I wanted to get a desktop laptop for my streaming setup and all of that. And that's the only reason that I switched out from my Lenovo laptop. So it survived me for 7 years running, and it has been absolutely insane. So if you're in the market for a new laptop, their new gaming series, the Legion series, if I'm not mistaken, looks absolutely insane. You would have seen during the advertisements as well. They are absolutely insane. Do check it out if you're in the market for a new laptop. A shout out to GearUp as well, the esports partner, with joining up with Royal College Column Computer Society to make this event a possibility, as well as all our other partners, SLT Mobitel, as well as Royal College Media Unit, the Photography Society, as well as the Radio Society as well, and also laptop.lk for joining up to make this event a possibility. But having said that, do join us again in around 20 minutes. We do have semi-final number 2 happening. It's going to be Wesley College Colombo taking on Isipatana College Colombo. We'll be right back after this break.
Yeah.
What makes a nation great? Is it the richness of its heritage, the beauty of its natural bounty, the state of its state-of-the-art? Or is it the strength of its connections? The bonds that bind us, that make us truly Sri Lankan. As the country's leader in digital technology, we understand that we're better when we come together, and that we're at our best when we champion each other's success. For decades, SLT Mobitel has been linking Sri Lankan lives, spearheading Sri Lanka's technological transformation and uniting the nation. Whatever the future may look like, or wherever it may take us, we'll always be right here, connecting you to the things you care most about. SLT Mobitel, the connection.
with low latency. Data ball one, data ball
A
one.
non-stop journey with Data Ball 1 from SLT Mobitel Home Broadband.
Are you with me now? Said, are you with me now? Ain't felt this good in a while. They want us to simmer down. Can you hear me now?
This is why we play.
Gaming is something more.
I feel it coming.
It's a community made vibrant and real by AI.
Technology helps us to be part of something bigger.
Games play as if they were real life.
Are you with me now? Said, are you with me now? Ain't felt this good in a while. They want us to simmer down. Can you hear me now? Am I going in and out? I stop and just look around to see if you're with me now.
This is why we play. A community.
Thousands of communities.
Tell me, are you with me now? Ready to put it down. Start at the bottom, already forgot it, but they won't forgive me now. You really ain't ready now. You haters just in the crowd.
Nothing can hold you back.
So, why do you play?
When the internet is powered by fiber, it's nothing like those days. Connections without delays or interruptions. Quite unlike those days. The pinnacle of picture quality. An ultra-fast superpower. It's nothing quite like those days. Sri Lanka's first, fastest and widest premium fiber network. SLT Mobitel Fiber, the fiber of the nation.
Take it anywhere with SLT Go. Data ball one, data ball
A
one.
non-stop journey with Data Ball 1 from SLT SLT Mobitel Home Broadband.
What makes a nation great? Is it the richness of its heritage, the beauty of its natural bounty, the state of its state-of-the-art? Or is it the strength of its connections? The bonds that bind us, that make us truly Sri Lankan. As the country's leader in digital technology, we understand that we're better when we come together, and that we're at our best when we champion each other's success. For decades, SLT Mobitel has been linking Sri Lankan lives, spearheading Sri Lanka's technological transformation and uniting the nation. Whatever the future may look like, or wherever it may take us, we'll always be right here, connecting you to the things you care most about. SLT Mobitel, the connection.
More data with low latency. Data bow one, data bow
A
one.
non-stop journey with Data Bow 1 from SLT Mobitel Home Broadband.
you with me now? Said, are you with me now? Ain't felt this good in a while. They want us to simmer down. Can you hear me now?
This is why we play.
Gaming is something more.
It's a community made vibrant and real by AI.
Technology helps us to be part of something bigger.
Games play as if they were real life.
Are you with me now? Said, are you with me now? Ain't felt this good in a while. They want us to simmer down. Can you hear me now? Am I going in and out? I stop and just look around to see if you're with me now.
This is why we play. A community.
Thousands of communities.
Tell me, are you with me now? Ready to put it down. Start at the bottom, already forgot it, but they won't forgive me now. You really ain't ready now. You haters just in the crowd.
Nothing can hold you back.
So, why do you play?
When the internet is powered by fiber, it's nothing like those days. Connections without delays or interruptions. Quite unlike those days. The pinnacle of picture quality. An ultra-fast superpower. It's nothing quite like those days. Sri Lanka's first, fastest and widest premium fiber network. SLT Mobitel Fiber, the fiber of the nation.
Take it everywhere with SLT Go. Data Bowl 1, Data Bowl 1.
A non-stop journey with Data Bowl 1 from SLT Mobitel Home Broadband.
Guys, and welcome back to GearUp, the Interschool Esports Championship, hosted by RoyalCollegeComputerSociety and powered by Lenovo. And joining me for the cast is going to be none other than Kitty. Hi, Kitty.
Hello, Jared.
Yeah, just about getting into the semi-final number 2 in the College taking on RoyalCollege. semi-final number 2 here. So for those of you who do not know, we have 2 titles. We do have Call of Duty Mobile happening tomorrow, the semi-finals for that, and then the LAN event on the 8th of December at Royal College, which is going to be absolutely insane as well. It's going to be the second LAN event, if I'm not mistaken, for the year. And also, just before we do get into semi-final number 2 here, Cloud6 taking on Team Phoenix. A shout out to our sponsors. We do have our esports partner GearUp, who has been the pioneers of esports in the country for since 2007, 2008. And we have our gold sponsor. We have SLT Mobile joining hands, the fastest broadband connection in the country. Get this game on the lowest frequency in the country with the highest download speeds. And if you want to stream or whatever you want to do, there is no better connection in the country. And also the technology partner of Royal College Media Unit, as well as the Radio Club, as well as the photography partner of Royal College also laptop.lk. A massive shout out to all these guys for making this all a possibility and bringing esports to this level. And I mean, at this level, it's absolutely insane. We did see the performance coming out from RCCS in that semi-final. Again, right now.
Going to be the pick of Cloud6. Apologies. So firstly going to be the bans. The first ban coming from Cloud6 was Icebox. The second ban from Team Phoenix was Fracture, which is the map which we saw in the last semis, which means the first pick coming in from the side of Cloud6 will be Ascent. It's going to be a first for us today, and starting off on the defense, it will be Team Phoenix. Map number 2 will be Haven, which is a pick from Team Phoenix, and defense will be starting off with Cloud6. So that means the side of us will be map number 3, which is Bind, which is the first map which we saw today, and once again, the defending side, it will be Cloud6. So if it goes all the way, we'll be going back to Bind, which is the map which we signed up for today, but number 1 and 2 will be random for us for today. It will be Ascent and then Haven. So let's see how things go.
in terms of being competitive, I don't think it's one of
yeah, so I guess it would have to depend on which way that they decide to play, because as you said, Ascent is a really flexible map, and you can actually have a lot of competition. It's not something like Bind where you expect there to be a certain pick or expect certain stable agents. Like you said, when it comes to not playing Ascent, you have a lot of different things. You can have a KO, you can even have a Sage. Because I remember, I believe it was the Cloud9, it was the Optic Cloud game or the GRX game, where we did have a Sage and he was doing really well to cover off, it was Capital, and wasting a lot of time, so it's a really good way. So it's only good in the chamber. We see a map like this, it might be a Cypher, it might be a Killjoy, it might be a Sage. So there's a lot of stuff you can work with. You've got a Sova, Raid Problem. I believe it was three initiators at GearUp. So a Sova, a Pain, and a KO, alongside this and Central, I believe. So yeah, it's a lot of ways to do it. It's going to be quite interesting to see how these play, especially given the fact that all of these players and both these two teams are quite different. We haven't seen them before. So it's going to be interesting to see how these two teams tackle the first half of the GSN. And I believe we can start in a few more minutes.
We are just waiting until the players do ready up here. We will be able to get into the game. I think there's a small issue with one of the players. Sorting it out right now. We should be able to but like you said, I think mentioned Sage, what I can and something that you have to last time was not even Sage like the catwalk. We will have to wait and see how they do, whether they do pick it up. What I was playing competition I remember one of my friends actually mentioned this at picking up this, I completely forgot about it until you mentioned this double Sage wall, one other Sage wall, and close the door and block out any aggression that will come through that side. But with that, we are going to be getting into the game, and we will be able to start things off. So like you said, I think we are going to be starting off with Phoenix, Team Phoenix on the defense, and then Cloud 6 on the attack to start things off.
Yes, yeah. So yeah, Phoenix on the defense and Cloud 6 on the attack. Apologies, there's a bit of change in the names. I assume it will get fixed in a bit. But so far, let's look at how the agent picks will happen. So there we can see Oxy is already hovering over the Sage. So we might be seeing a Sage coming in from one side.
Yeah, by the looks of it, we might see a Sage here, the KO as well. Brimstone on Ascent. Brimstone overall, I think it's just a really good controller after they did make the changes where the smokes drop instantly, and the stim beacon also. It just allows you to rush into sight. The extra fire rate obviously helps, and then the orbital strike and mollies, especially if you do have lineups. And there's quite a bit of lineups on all of these maps, and we have seen teams abuse it quite a bit. And we will have to wait and see how they do, bring it together.
Choose your agent
and make it work. I actually forgot about the breach, right? We do have a breach coming out here. I really love breach, especially on Ascent as well as Split when it used to be there. Just a lot of angles that you can use this breach with, especially when you, whether you're on defense or whether you're on attack, you can play very aggressive with this agent. We have only one Sova coming out, so Sova versus Fade on either side.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it's going to be interesting to see how this works, because as you can see, it's completely different. You don't have, I believe, yeah, they don't have any similar agents whatsoever. So it's going to be an Omen versus a Brimstone, a Jet versus a Reyna, a Fade versus a Sova, and then a KO versus a Breach.
Yeah, and Chamber Sage differentiation
Chamber Sage.
as well. So, yeah, the only thing here is for them is they don't have on the side of Team Phoenix, they don't have an operator player, which is kind of weird, because you would think that any composition would have one agent that can run the operator, and then on the other side, when we go to Cloud 6, we have two agents who can run the operator very effectively. We have the Jet and the Chamber, both who are very good operator agents, and one of the reasons that Jet has kind of fallen off is due to the fact that Chamber is so much better with not better with the operator. I would say yes, better with in terms of being able to rendezvous out, and in terms of the fact that you can always buy out an op if you lose out that round, and when you you lost your operator and you have an operator in your hands to be able to contest that operator, and that's something that I really love about playing chamber, because you can always risk-free bring out the operator when you close to out. So one of the reasons why Jet is kind of majority of these maps, I think, maps that I've seen Jet afterwards is probably Leeds, I think, where he has been effective. But other than that, I think Jet has kind of fallen off. Just sad because the face of Valorant for the longest time. Just because he's so good with the operator, but it's good to see teams still playing Jet.
Yeah, I mean, we have seen some crazy Jet plays, especially on a map like Haven, because I mean Ascent, because you do have those uplift angles. You have a rafters in A, you have behind the walls in B. So there's a lot of good uplift angles and even good dash spots you can get into as a Jet. We've seen Buzz be really good at it, so we'll just have to see if these two teams can play up to those levels. But as we start, it's going to be Team Phoenix on the defense, and it's going to be Cloud6 on the attack. As we said, 10 entirely different agents, so we'll have to see how these two teams play with it. So far, to start things off, Cloud6 looking towards an A push.
Indeed, and it is not going to be a default, so they are looking to barrel down one side. Again, something that I don't like in these matchups is that they are not playing for map control, which is kind of iffy. Meanwhile, one gets spotted out all the way mid here. GearUp spots him out, but no real damage or picks being taken here for Cloud6. Recon dot into their side, and they will be watching it from double initiate lineup. They will find one kill on two Smurf there on the Reyna, so that's falling. Flashing out, but Gurami finds the next as well. Team is already in trouble here. In a 3v5, they will get the plant down. Gurami gets a third as well.
One enemy remaining.
And Adib, 40, and last man live. And that's a flawless coming out from the side of Cloud6 to take the first pistol round.
And you know what, Tori? I think I've probably seen 4V Brother play before. I think that name is a bit familiar for me. So maybe, just maybe, we've seen him play before.
Yeah. Like I said, some of these school players do play in the professional scene already. I mean, we spoke about this where we have these youngsters play at a professional level already. So we might have seen one of these two players already in a professional scene, and they might have been using a different IGN at the time. Shot in the hands, the Brimstone gets walled off. He's looking for that first pick here, but no real rush. They are looking for control. We have a Marshall in the hand. One of these players was looking at
Scanning ahead.
Looking to make it a catwalk push. The recon is good to spot two players. Gaz will take gun on dead. It's going to be the KO left alone to fight off 4 players. The Breach Sun comes in to try and accompany him, but with the drone going in, the Jet should be able to dash into the site quite safely, and it's going to be a free site for them as they rush into A. It's going to be a 5v4 on this retake. The spike will go down, and Bazona, good for one. No, he misses his shots, but Gaz will take down the Reyna.
Player standing. Flawless.
And Gurami gets a headshot with the Marshall, and they will clean it up. There's a Vandal picked up by Elite as well on that second round. But it was a bit of a force coming out from the side of Team Phoenix as well, I think.
Yeah, I believe they had a few stingers here and there. So yeah, I think they did try to probably get in a few guns here and there, but in the end, it's going to be Cloud6 who make it 2-0. And now it's going to be the full buy coming in from the side of Team Phoenix, the defenders, but with the exception of a Judge as well.
Yeah, Judge and a Spectre in the hands, but other than that, they are going to be okay. An interesting wall there from the Sage. Doesn't really cover out the entry, but covers off.
But I believe it gives you like a small space to hide next to the switch where the wall just closes in.
Yeah.
Which might be a good sneaky angle, but in the end, no one rushed B, so it might be a waste there.
Another thing that I don't like is these early balls where you don't have it for the retake. Meanwhile, Smurf will find that kill onto a dip though. That's a good going in favor of Team Phoenix. The flash comes through, but no one is taking through that. So those are flashes wasted where they don't really get anything done out of it, and Smurf will finally go down to Katana there on the breach, so they will get the trade. This is a problem with the new KO. I mean, he could have, but the angles that he used the flashes in, he was not able to peek afterwards.
Yeah.
That's just too late.
Like, I feel like Phoenix has the right mentality. They have the right agents for it, but then again, they're not using the abilities for the, as you said, the maximum potential. Because as you said, the early Sage Walls doesn't really make sense if you don't hear anything. And in the end, the KO flashes, he did flash, but in the end,
30 seconds left.
Look at this. In the hand, finds two,
Spike
looking
down
for the
A.
third. Gaz will get this trade there, but that's massive here.
Gaz is extremely low, just 1 HP, just one shot is enough to take him down. So it's essentially a 2v1, but Jet, meanwhile, will get one pick. Both these players are extremely low.
One enemy remaining.
Gets the headshot as well, down to the last who is hiding inside the cubby, and Undead to clean it up, and they will recover things, making it a 2-1 going into the fourth round here. Team Phoenix on the board.
It was an expensive round for Team Phoenix. Cloud 6 should be happy with it. They managed to remove 3 bundles off the board, but in the end, the round is for Team Phoenix, and I believe this should be still a bit of a scrappy buy coming in from Team Phoenix, but Cloud 6 should be able to recover 5 rifles as we head on into round number 4.
We did see a Bulldog come out on half shields. We have a couple of Vandals, half shields to play with as well. We have the Brimstone with no money at all. He might be even looking to just play with the Classic here. Let's wait and see. I suggest he buys up since the rest of the team has bought up. But it is going to be a push towards his B side. We have 2 players holding this. Brim is going to be able to get into cubby here outside of B. And he is going to be holding the Judge here as well. This is a good map for the Judge.
Yes, it is. And well, we did see Seha Judge in the early round, managing to get 2 kills in A. And I guess he has the right play here, but this time Team Phoenix playing a bit slow, and Gurami there taking down the Reyna. A nice shot.
Yeah, indeed, good shots coming out from him. And now the recon blow. That's a little bit too obvious. But he might actually get 2 here for that. They did not clear him properly. Jet is also extremely low. Will find almost another. No, Gaz will be able to get the trade. But meanwhile, Persona will find Gurami at the middle. And Persona finds another lead for the third. Will find the third as well to clean up. And Team Phoenix and now coming back strong here.
Can't use this yet.
The fact that the smoke worked, I believe, is... I mean, that was quite obvious, but still, the Omen and I believe the other player was the Breach tried to push it. I guess they didn't expect a Judge, maybe in the hands of Seha, but in the end, he got 2 kills there, and it was a clean round in the end for the side of Team Phoenix. The scoreline is even, and Cloud 6 are forced to save this round.
We do have 1 on the Vandal. I think it might be a DB here on the Vandal, but the rest of them... sorry, it was the Chamber who is on the Vandal. The rest of them are on a very scrappy buy here, whether it's Spectres or Half Shields or Ghost to play with.
Unfortunately, Adib did spot him, but he had, I believe, only a Sheriff in his hand. Yes, indeed. So Seha was able to run away with his life intact.
Gaz gets spotted here, and Persona is going to be good for the kill. Tap onto the head, and now the spike is down. Meanwhile, they will recover the spike. The flash again, I don't think it's the best utilization of it. Again, no one really picking off of it. It's just a waste of utility overall. But they do get the first blood. So Team Phoenix with the advantage coming into the round now. And one has moved himself into 3 there. Sorry, Vines. Things have slowed down a bit. Gurami will find Undead. The only man with the Vandal will find 1. And Smurf peeks through. Will get taken out by Jet. Just not landing the shots. Jet is down to 5 HP though. Making things fairly even. And they will find the KO as well.
I like this positioning from Team Phoenix, but in the end, I feel like, the Reyna there had a nice position. Okay, actually, Seha does get 1 pick and should be able to res the KO without any interruption. Meanwhile, the spike in the hands of Cloud 6 is moved towards B. The Jet is extremely low, so it's going to be only the Katana
Gurami?
with full HP left in this.
Wait, Gurami. Oxy actually moved past Gurami there, and Gurami just waited patiently to see if another player would push. Trigger discipline from him, will find that kill onto the stage, making it a 2v3 retake now.
Yep, Team Phoenix suddenly on the back foot here, but Persona sees the jet, a 2v2.
2v2, Gurami will find Persona, will be able to teleport out, and will be able to take out Seha as well, making it 3-2 now, taking the lead back here, Cloud6. But a bit of a funny round there. I'm not sure what the Breach was doing. Did he fault line the spike? I think he did. I saw him using the fault line, and it looked like it had only hit the spike, so he was maybe aiming it at the ground. I'm not entirely sure what happened there, but
probably.
And Seha actually used the orbital strike there as well. I think it was into both house there, so they are not going to be able, not going to have this for that round.
Yep. But so far it's going to be a 3-2 Cloud6 in the lead. They do have the Tour de Force as well as the Hunter's Fury to work with for this round, and even the Omen ultimate if they decide to quickly get out of there or even take the spike to somewhere else. But Gurami holding the angle does spot the chamber, or rather does spot the KO, which is Persona, but in the end it's going to be Gaz who gets the kill, and a quick kill there to start things off this round. So far playing default, but Gaz does spot a second player inside of tree.
Oh, but Smurf is going to be good for the kill there. Will find and recover a Vandal most probably. He's trying to recover it at least. I don't know whether he did recover the Vandal and manages to find Gurami as well, and is able to dismiss out, making it a 3v4 now, making it little bit tough for Cloud6 now. But the spike still in hands of the Breach here, all the way in tiles with the Omen. That is looking.
I feel like the fact of having both a fade and a KO actually gives the defenders enough info to actually hold on to the two sides, because you have your KO knife, which you can use to actually detect a lot of space in A main. You've got your fade playing inside B, having the Prowlers to clear off B main, and also having the Lear to get info in mid as well, which gives Team Phoenix a lot of time as well as space to move their players and hold on to a side. And I think they're making really good use of it so far. But with 10 seconds left, Cloud6 runs into side.
Adib is not spotted. He will find one. Katana finds Oxy as well, and making it a 2v3 now. They're trying to fight this out. Smurf will get taken down, leaving Seha with a Ghost in hand to try and win this out. He needs to recover a Vandal if possible.
Mind you, two players are extremely low, so if he does manage to get a gun, this round is extremely winnable for him. He only has to deal with Adib if he manages to get into sight.
Fault line going to be used. He has recovered a gun, so he's going to be moving forward with that Phantom. Spots out one, looking for more here. He's going to get surrounded. He cannot push like that. He needs to look for a pick before he pushes, but he was running out of time there as well, and it gives Cloud6 a 2-round lead here. It's 4-2 going into the 7th round.
I feel like Cloud6 were actually on the back foot before the entry into V-side win, because I believe that they had 10 seconds left. There were 3 players alive against a 3v5, but in the end, they somehow managed to turn the tables, and the scoreline is 4-2 in favor of Cloud6. And Gurami has the tour de force for this round as well. Should be able to capitalize on those long angles, and Team Phoenix once again going for a bit of a broken die. I feel like if Team Phoenix took a better time to reset, to save credits for one run, maybe they would have the superior rifles heading into a round like in all 5 players' hands. But so far, they're deciding to kind of force into these rounds.
Indeed, they have been forcing almost every single round here. So, like you said, they don't really have the weaponry to be able to contest majority of these rounds. They have been on Spectres, they have been on Judges. But of course, the Brim is very satisfied just playing the Judge for the time being. Meanwhile, 24 is not going to work out. Persona is going to be able to get that kill with a Bulldog, no less. And now the Hunter's Fury is going to be used onto that KO. Will find that kill. It is going to be Adib who is going to be able to find that Gaz. Gaz, meanwhile, finds Smurf as well. Undead will get the trade, and the Judge going to work yet again. And Adib will fall in the hands of Oxy here, making it a 3-4 again, the judge winning. Team Phoenix around this Brimstone. This judge has been doing a lot of work.
Yes, indeed. The judge in the hands of Seha put to good use here. And look at it, Seha, 7 kills, doing a lot of work for the team with the smokes, the mollies as well, especially with the judge there. And yeah, so far, both these teams are looking quite on par. The scoreline is 4-3, and both, I mean, all of these rounds are going quite close.
Indeed. And he is going to go back into the judge with half shield. I think someone could have bought it for him, but he decides to go half shields there. And a bit of a lot slower push coming out from Cloud6 here, looking for info, looking for anyone who is, confident enough to push through, but it does not look like they are. Meanwhile, Waldorf B main here for the timing, not the best of walls, I would say, but and a bit of an early wall there as well. But he is going to utilize it, going to delay things for the time being. At least, he's able to get info when the wall breaks. But since it's early, they can just wait for the wall to go down if they want to enter into the site.
Right. I feel like from Cloud6 so far, the pressure towards mid has been a bit low. Like they have tried to entry from Catwalk, but so far, like the market pushes have been solely from the Omen or like the Chamber, just trying to sneak in and not a really aggressive push coming in from, or rather a coordinated push coming from market.
Meanwhile, Smurf finds the jet at tiles there, so that's the first pick going in favor of Team Phoenix. This is a lot even in terms of a game compared to the last one. And side control almost taken. Yeah, it is taken by Team Phoenix. So now for the retake, Smurf finds the kill onto Ghastly as well, making it a 3v5 for the retake. Smurf finds another, that's his third kill, looking for more here. The flash is through, and Oxy will be pushing through. The Katana will find Persona, looking for another, finds two. Smurf is on an ace here right now, but Senna is going to be taking out Katana, taking the Smurf away from the Reyna. He was on the Empress, but makes it 4-4 Team Phoenix, making it all even yet again. But the thing is, do you still believe in the fact that this is a defense favored map?
I guess not. I feel like
tough question, right? With the change of compositions, change of agents have made it, kind of even for both sides, I would say now.
I would agree with you, yeah, because you have a lot of ways of playing to make sure, like, you can condition players to actually not play in those default spots. You have a lot of utility you can use. You have your mollies, you have your shock darts, you have your KO nades and everything. So you can actually get into sight quite free, I feel like.
Rolling Thunder going to be utilized into SIT, and they are going to be dashing into the site, and the judge at work, Senna going... Oh my lord, someone stop this guy. But Team Phoenix with a quick round, thanks to Senna taking out 3 on entry. I think he caught the Rolling Thunder as well. I'm not sure how we managed to get
he was stunned. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I feel like he was at the edge of it, so maybe it didn't last as long, but still he was stunned when he peaked for the first kill. And he somehow managed to get 3 kills there before he was finally taken down. And a really good hold coming in from the side of Team Phoenix. I feel like Cloud6 tried to rush into it, but then they weren't expecting to, be faced with the judge head on. So yeah, a really easy and quick round there for the side of Team Phoenix.
Meanwhile, the partner are going to be used. They are trying to come into the side. The wall is going to be there. They will break through it, looking to clear out the angles, and it will get smoked off for the time being at least. And Seha has actually changed his position. 5 players all the way stuck outside of B side for the time being. Will they rotate yet again? Because they can't, because there's so much space taken by Team Phoenix. Look at where Smurf is on the Reyna. He has cleared out all of A, taken control of Catwalk as well now. He's going to be spotting out at least a couple of players on B tiles here. Will take out one onto a deep there. Good kill to have. And Smurf is looking for more though. Needs to be careful, playing a little bit aggressive here, but he's going to get shot in the back because Ghastly rotated all the way through Spawn and hits him from the back, making it even 4 on either side.
Yep, was getting a bit too aggressive there, but in the end it's going to be 44, and Persona also becoming a bit too aggressive, and the Gurami will take him down the spike. Meanwhile, is coming towards A, but look at this, Seha is already behind Jen with the all too famous judge in his hands. So the players are still stuck towards mid, and oh no, Gurami will not get spotted by that Prowler. They are unaware of this lurk coming in from him. The defenders are reading this though. They are going back towards B, but I think Gurami here might be able to catch Seha off guard if he times it perfectly.
Katana uses the fault line here. The Nightmare going to be used by the Fade as well. Meanwhile, Gurami finds a kill onto Undead here. And Oxy will get the trade onto Gas. It makes it a 2v3 for the retake. It's going to be a tough one. But Katana will find Oxy leaving the Brimstone. The man with the judge. Can he clutch it out? It's a 1v3.
Yes, indeed. He decides to switch to the Classic instead. Of course, I believe, just dissecting that round, Gurami did not get spotted there with the Prowler, and there you go, Katana will end things off. But I mean, in the meantime, there was a lot of lurks coming in from mid. I believe 2 players of Cloud6 came in from Market. Gurami was lurking in from Tree, and they managed to just, use utility from mid to make the positioning for the Sage, rather, for the Breach to get into sight, to get the spike down, and it worked out for them in the end. I believe it was in the mid, I think it was Persona who tried to get a bit too aggressive in mid after the initial pick from Reyna, which I think was a bit unnecessary. But in the end, yeah, a good round, and a good read rather from Cloud6 to win that round.
Yeah, I think the Reyna just overstayed his welcome there. He should have backed off after that first kill, but he decided to stay and paid for it with his life. I mean, that should have been a free pick, but ended up being a trade. Meanwhile, the peaks coming through a main here. Molly going to be able to delay things. The Aftershock is going to push the Brimstone off of his angle, going to force him to go catwalk at the time he comes back. And now the Hunter's Fury going to be used by the Sova to get into the site as well. Brimstone with the ultimate. They will find the first kill onto Persona. He is on his ultimate. Smurf finds one. Seha finds another onto the Jet with the Judge.
But once again, the Chamber coming in from Tree should be able to... No, never mind. The Prowler... Actually, I think the Prowler missed him yet again.
Yeah. They do get the rest of Gas. Managed to get the kill though, but will get trailed by Smurf. So they did bait it out. Katana will find Seha, who was on the Judge. It's a 2v3 now for the defense. Can they do this? The blind. Smurf just get potted out. Has the fault, and Gurami finds Hunter, making it even. Smurf finds another, making it just a Chamber to try and take this. Has got control of
30 seconds
yeah, and now looking for the last, and Gurami goes huge, takes out 4, and he goes absolute ham to clutch that out, making it a 6-5 going into the last round before the half.
Indeed, quite an even game here with both teams trading off each other, using the utility to their best. I mean, it's really nice to watch how the flashes, the concussors, the flashes, everything are working in sync, and Gurami there just better with his aim and managing to clutch things off for his team with the 3K. And the scoreline is 6-5, Cloud6 barely in front, and the Team Phoenix trying to even things off as the first half does come to an end.
Standing ahead.
Recon now into the B side here, trying to gain some information, not really going to get anything out of it though. Prowler into B main, not catching out anyone either. So Prowlers have been kind of off point, not really getting any information and missing out on key players hiding in corners. Things have slowed down quite a bit. They are moving towards that A site with the spike in hand. It's just going to be the Sova who is lurking all the way in tiles here. Gurami finds the first pick onto Persona. Faultline dash into the site as well. They have control of the site, and the plant will finally go down. Gurami will find Seha, who was peeking through down to very low HP.
I've tried to peek again with the Judge there, but it's going to be Reyna on his Empress, on her Empress rather, trying to get the early entry site. We'll take down Gurami, making it a 4v3. Spot the second player inside heaven. We'll take him down as well. It's going to be a 3v3.
Well. The Resurrection comes out onto Persona as well, making it a 4v2. But they have to get the diffuse in, and now the delay is coming out. They are going to be pushing forward. Oh, Smurf would love to pick onto a team. Katana goes huge here, gets a 1-2, but the spike has been defused, making it an all-even 6-6 half with the final kills after the timer going down.
Yep. The null coming in from the KO, the knife coming in from him, was, I believe, the cherry on top, because the Rolling Thunder was ready for Katana, but he couldn't use it because he was nulled. And the same is true for the Paranoia as well. So yeah, I guess that was a perfect use of utility by them to clean things up, and it's going to be a Terra. It's going to be a 6-6 as we head on into the second half.
Indeed, and it's definitely going to be an interesting second half here, especially after that game number 1, semi-final number 1, where it was, completely dominated by Alpha Q. It's definitely going to be interesting to see these two teams butting heads here, especially since it is a 6-6 half. But of course, this is a best of 3 series. This is just game number 1, which has got this interesting. So we know that it's going to be an action-packed semi-final between these two teams. But just before that, a massive shout out to Lenovo, who is powering the entire event. If you're in the market for a new laptop, make sure to check out their new Legion series of gaming laptops. If you are into esports, I definitely would suggest getting yourself a Lenovo Legion gaming laptop as well. A shout out to SLT Mobitel as well, our gold partner, and also GearUp, our esports partner, also our technology partners, as well as our display partner laptop.lk, and the entirety of Royal College Computer Society for hosting the entire event. And with that, we will be heading into a very short break before the second half. Do stay tuned in with us. You're joining us for GearUp, the Interschool Esports Championship, hosted by RoyalCollegeComputerSociety.
What makes a nation great? Is it the richness of its heritage, the beauty of its natural bounty, the state of its state-of-the-art? Or is it the strength of its connections? The bonds that bind us, that make us truly Sri Lankan. As the country's leader in digital technology, we understand that we're better when we come together, and that we're at our best when we champion each other's success. For decades, SLT Mobitel has been linking Sri Lankan lives, spearheading Sri Lanka's technological transformation and uniting the nation. Whatever the future may look like, or wherever it may take us, we'll always be right here, connecting you to the things you care most about. SLT Mobitel, the connection.
Hello and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to GearUp, the Interschool Esports Championship hosted by Royal College Colombo Computer Society. And of course, you're joining us for semi-final number 2, game number 1 here between Wesley College Colombo and Isipathana College. And it's a 6-6 even half going to this game number 1 on Ascent. We're just about to head into the second half. Kiri, what do you think in terms of composition? Who do you think has the advantage here with the side switched?
Well, yes, indeed. So far, it has been an eventful first half, but still, to be fair, I think it's still anyone's game, Tara.
Indeed, and
I am quite happy about the fact that there's a KO on the side of the attackers. Mm-hmm. So I feel like they have an edge there in terms of getting info because they have 2 initiators. But I still feel like we'll have to see how it goes.
Indeed, and yeah, I think I would have to agree with the double initiator. Team Phoenix might have the advantage here on the attacking half. We will have to wait and see here, though. The Fed not going to be getting any information off of that, and they will be backing off towards that B side. But a bit of a default, making a little bit of noise all the way at A. But Cloud6 has not fallen prey to this, and they are going to be rushing into this B side here. They are going to wall off their entry through. Gaz will get a kill with the shock dart, and Seha will find 2 quick kills. Murph will find the kill onto the Jet as well. Now it's a 2v4 for the retake, a tough retake for Cloud6, but I mean, it's a pistol round, anything can happen. Are they going to clear this angle? It's going to be Lena peeks through. Murph will find the kill onto Adib. Gurami finds 2 quick kills, but Persona will be able to get the trade, and it's going to be Team Phoenix, so winning the pistol round.
That was that was not, I would say, the normal what we see, because I mean, when you normally walled it off in B like that, what you expect to do is you try to wall off all the angles so you could just walk through lane. But what this wall essentially did was it covered off the stairs as well as the CT, which meant they could walk into the switch uncontested and peek from both sides as well, which is not something that I've seen before, but I think it worked out for them in this round.
Yeah, because I think that the problem with that wall is that anyone who's coming in from market is going to be able to come in. Yeah, could see either way. Oh, meanwhile the push coming through into the smoke. Smurf will find a deep there. Deep did get one kill there, and he is going to be backing off on that Reina on Smurf. So it's a 1-for-1 trade. That's successfully recovered, but Seha again with the judge. Smurf also going to be able to find Gaz, to find the third kill as well onto the Jet, looking for the fourth, finds the fourth onto Katana, making it an 8-6. Of course, it was their buy round coming out, and they were on a save on the side of Cloud 6. But good God, this judge has been giving us so much action here in this matchup.
Yes, indeed. And the Reynas, the entire day, have been absolutely dominant. Both Reyna, the Smurf right now, as well as Russell earlier today. They've been having some really good games and, just MVPing for both their teams.
Indeed. And mind you, this time around, though, he's not really the Reyna on this map. He has been picking off of his own utility. He's not too dependent on anyone else either. He has been fragging out majority of the time on his own. And he has been doing quite a bit of work, sometimes a little bit too aggressive and costing them around. But having said that, he has been the one who is fragging out for the team. So costing them 1 or 2 rounds, it doesn't really matter.
There was early info gained with the drone, or rather lack of info. They thought there would be players, but everyone's hiding. So they assume that they might be pushing towards B, or rather apologies, towards A, and they're just trying to barrel into the B side as Uganda once again. The wall is pushed, this time hurtling towards lane, and that's going to be a free side given towards the side of Team Phoenix as we head on into what could possibly be a 5v5 in the first round.
Spike planted.
Indeed, and they do have the better weaponry on the side of Cloud 6, but Seha has the judge. So always the weapon to be worried about in this matchup, I think. And all 5 players are stuck inside the site from Team Phoenix, so it's going to be a tough one for them to hold if cleared properly here, but they don't have a lot of utility to work with. The judge at work, fine, not going to be able to find it. Finds one actually onto the Jet, but will get traded out. And it's going to be a 2v4 though.
Kevin holding the cross is going to be Aviv, hidden in the back by the Smurf, and Gurami will take him down, leaving him in a 1v3, but the clock is ticking down, and in the end, good for a second, but we'll have to run away with the Vandal. So yeah, consolation prize, a gun saved, but the scoreline is going to be 9-6.
We were talking about how the KO lineup might have the better advantage on attack, and I think it is kind of showing, right? They're getting free entries into the site. The utility has been good enough that they're getting this information that no one is in sight. And interestingly enough, that Sage Wall seems to keep working because there's no one peeking through markets. So it has been working out quite well for them.
Okay. Because I believe the knife is probably enough to keep the breach utility at bay. Where the breach has to be either far behind so he doesn't get caught into it, or like when he does get caught he can't use his utility. And to start things off once again, Aviv will get taken down by the Reyna. An early advantage for the side of Team Phoenix, no smokes for the side of Cloud 6 to work with.
It's not clear, and Smurf looking for another kill, will find that kill, obviously going to be used, not going to be good enough. Reyna will get taken out by Katana, not managing to get into Kavi there with that dismiss, but making it a 3v4. Tree control has been taken by the Brimstone. He is going to be lurking up with this judge in hand.
Could probably be good to take down the Jet, but no, he dashes through, and Katana coming behind will take down Seha. That is the judge out of the hands of Team Phoenix. It's going to be a 3v3 as we head on, and the players try to make their way towards B, but get spotted from catwalk by the breach. And it's going to be the Jet waiting for them as they head on into side. By the Sheriff in hand. Oh, actually gets down 1 kill there.
I mean, he managed to go past him into the site and then decided to,
and then decided to pick
back. There's the Sheriff. Let me pick him and pay the price for it. It's going to be a 3v2 now. Advantage to the retake here.
Plenty of utility to work with though. They have a flash as well as an nade to keep these defenders at bay. The counter flash does not come in. Gurami will get 1 kill that is undead off the board, and Gurami cleans things up. Persona will get taken down. Finally, a good read from Cloud 6 to get the first round in the second half.
Indeed, and that's what they were looking for. It kind of looked like it was getting away from them, and they managed to convert one of their buys here. But of course, Team Phoenix is going to be having enough money to buy up this round as well, and which they are going to be doing. One thing that I was looking at this scoreboard, right, and I was realizing is that there is no eco sharing between the side of Team Phoenix.
Right.
They don't. Yeah, they haven't, because I saw Seha multiple times buying into the judge with half shields when there were teammates who could have bought in the judge. There were certain rounds where Reina was actually kept and Seha was actually, just barely buying into all that he had. So there haven't been any eco sharing in terms of Team Phoenix here. I didn't see the same from Cloud6 though, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, there hasn't been anything. So now the delay is going to be there. The rush is going to get stopped from Cloud6, a good read and a good stoppage coming there from the bridge there. He didn't get caught to the KO knife as well, so he was able to use the fault line as well as the aftershock to stop that aggression that Team Phoenix has shown entering this B side.
Indeed, so as the dust settles, it's going to be still 4 players of Team Phoenix stuck towards B. They are looking to cut sound, make Cloud6 think it's going to be an A push and then just rush back in. But it's going to be Katanas peeking through and seeing the Reina. Bullets do get exchanged, but I do not think anyone got tagged from that encounter.
I think the Reina and the bridge both got tagged, I think.
Never mind, there you go, yeah. I didn't see the graphic there. But there we go, Sage on one side, and Reina is back to 100 HP. And with 40 seconds left, still looking to make an 8%. I think the KO there might have DC'd, maybe?
No,
never mind. He's just looking at it. Yep.
Flash is going to be there. Persona gets spotted out, but he will. Gurami gets spotted out, but he is going to be able to get the kill on Smurf there. And that is going to be a 5-man retake coming in and a 4-man hold coming in from the side of Team Phoenix here. Seha with the judge.
Holding the cheek angle. So Katana is going to be really powerful this round if he does manage to get another kill. If he does spot Seha hiding inside of logs.
One spots him out, and meanwhile Adib and Jet both will take down. And it is going to be Jet cleaning out the last man alive, which was Undead, who did manage to get gas, but it's a tough fight for him to fight up against all 5 players alive. And Cloud6 coming back into this game now. It's 9-8.
That's indeed. I feel like what happened like the first 2 or 3 rounds of the Team Phoenix attacking round was the fact that Cloud6 tried to go for an aggressive retake, and it didn't work out for them because they had to like face Seha with the judge or even the Reina on Empress. Whereas now when they just take a few seconds to reset, they take a few seconds to actually wait till the players get in position, they get the utility back, and then go for that retake with all of the utility. That's working out really well for them. And Team Phoenix are having a hard time just keeping that utility at bay because they don't have any post-plant stuff to work with in terms of utility in the hands of their KO or their Fate.
They are going for a main push here with 2 players coming to the catwalk. There is no one watching catwalk right now other than I think it was Gurami, who will find Seha on that judge and the recon. Not really spotting anyone out. Undead managed to pick up that ultimate orb. He gets spotted out now. He picked out a little bit too early, but no real impact in terms of just information as to where they are. Smurf with a marshal looking for a pick at mid into market. Not going to find it, but things have slowed down quite a bit. And it's a good read coming out from Cloud6 also. They haven't over-rotated. They're still holding their angles and not really over-rotating because we still have 3 players with pressure on that A site. And this might be read wrong from the side of Team Phoenix here. Adib will get spotted out to that KO knife here. Shock darts to delay things. We have Gaz with an Odin in hand. Fowler stopped, and Adib needs to be careful. Again, finds one. Marshal shot hits on to Adib. He's going to smoke this off for the time being the prop. And they are trying to push out the KO. Will get taken down for that Odin, which was being spammed through. Realizing with the flash came through that it was coming. Now the fault line going to be used as well to try and delay even more. But the spike is still in the hand, so now they're lurking here, expecting the side of Team Phoenix to rotate. But what they have all 5 players alive, they don't do it. Undead will get taken down by Adib. Going to be good for the next kill as well, bringing out the classic and putting Oxley down, making it 9 even between the 2 teams.
Yes, indeed. This is an extremely fair game between these 2 teams, reading each other to a perfect T. And the scoreline, it just shows it completely well. The scoreline is 9-9. There is a lot of utility for Cloud6 to work with for this as well. The Hunter's Fury, Rolling Thunder, and even the Tour de Force in the hands of Gurami if need be. But they are stacked. They have enough credits to last for a few more rounds as well. So Team Phoenix, this is a much needed round for Team Phoenix to stay in the game, because if they lose this, I believe they might have to save again. So yeah, they will have to play this a bit safer. But having said that, they decide to rush into mid, and look at this. Utility invested.
Oh, finds 2 with it. That's insane for Gaz there. Jet in the meantime will find Persona as well. Then he can 2v5 Gurami onto Undead as well. Now the Sage alive, hiding in the cubby, will get taken down by Katana with the spam through, and Cloud6 get into double digits first. Who would have thought that this would happen with the start that they had?
Yes, indeed. I guess Team Phoenix had a great read there. But then again, Cloud6 had the better utility and the better ultimates to work with. They had the Rolling Thunder and Counter Shuri. Really great execution there from both Katana and Gaz to use the utility together. There was, I believe, 2 kills on the Hunter Shuri for Gaz. And just finishing off with some kills through the smoke by both the Jet and the Sova with the Odin in hand. And a really good round to get to double digits, as you said, from Cloud6.
Indeed. And now it's going to be yet again a push coming towards that A side here. Again, something that I've had seen from Team Phoenix is that mid control. But having said that, it's a 5-man push through catwalk here. Not something that you see every day. But they are going to be going in. Chucky gets taken out. The Jet will get put down by Snuff there on that Reyna. And they have the Judge in the meantime.
Ooh, the positioning.
But he finds 3 kills before he is traded out by Undead, making it a 2v2. Spike has been collected by Undead. Now he will go for the plant here. He will have time before anyone contest him. He will get the plant down. Gurami in the meantime comes out the powder. Will spot him out for the time being. He peeks through.
1 enemy remaining.
He's tagged really low. Katana is going to be able to find that kill onto Undead. And now Seha with the Judge in hand.
1 enemy remaining.
Moving forward with the Judge, puts him down. And this man, he has the orbital strike to work with, the smoke to work with as well. He's going to be moving out. Aftershock trying to push him off the angle here. Undead again repositioning this guy. Seha. Molly. Absolute god here. Molly as well. Rotating around. He's playing around.
That could be the round for them.
Flash, and he bought enough time. He bought enough time.
Did he? No, I don't think so.
Yeah,
he did.
No way! Okay, this guy has been the most entertaining for the entire day.
I believe he only played a Judge and a Ghost when he couldn't buy a Judge.
Yeah.
And this
That's
man
all he has been playing.
Yeah. He's running rings around Cloud6 and a really good read from him. And yeah, the scoreline is 10-10.
So the thing that I like about what Seha did there was the fact that he threw out the molly. Since I heard the defuse, I would have just jumped in with the Judge, right? He is on the spike. I would have just jumped in. But he made sure, in case he whiffs the shots,
yeah, he had a backup.
Ensured that they win the round there with that molly into the spike there. It's just good heads up thinking there, not being overly confident. Now the Odin spam at B-Min manages to stack up a couple of players, but nothing too critical there. Smurf onto the Jet. We'll find that first pick, looking for more. Spamming the stairs, not really finding anything. Meanwhile, Gurami will find Persona with the actually force there. Adib will find Seha as well. Judge out of play here. Shot darts will force the Reyna out of position here. Oxy will manage to get the resolve onto Persona here. And we have we have Adib who is pushing through markets here. Still haven't gone into side. Adib has not been read here. 2 players pushing from behind. They're going to get pinched here. Adib has a really good position here. He might be able to find one. Not really going to shoot him for the time being.
The trigger discipline. He's waiting for a second player to cross, but no,
he knifed him. He pays the price of it though. He had the knife in hand. But meanwhile, Smurf will find 2 quick kills, and now it's down to the last man, Katana, to try and win this round. And he will find one though, making it a 1v2. Joe will get close on him, and they will get the spike down. The KO knife will get some information. Persona will move into the spawn area. He is going to be holding this. It's a good angle to check. I don't think Katana will be expecting this unless he decides to clear it. He does decide to clear it. Flashes through, but the flash does not catch out Persona. He was looking the other way, and he will turn around, will be able to get it, making it 11-10 now. What a tight game this has been.
I feel like if Adib didn't try to knife him, he might have gotten 2 kills there, because Persona was right behind him. But in the end, he decided to knife him, and yeah. things turned out the way they did. And 11-10, Team Phoenix just one round ahead, inches away from winning the game, but so far quite a close game.
I mean, tough to say if Adib would have been able to get both the kills if he did not go for the knife. But will he look back, if they end up losing this match one, right? Will he look back and think, maybe if I didn't knife? Always a question.
Always a question, yep. Because if they won that round, maybe Phoenix wouldn't have enough money to buy this round.
Yep.
So, you know, there's a lot of things that could happen. But still, it is what it is. And we head on into the next round of the game, the 22nd round.
Yep, and we have the judge moving into a tree here. It is going to be the Sova holding it, and he will find the kill. Gaz will find the kill onto Seha now. A man down onto the attack, but the push is towards this B side here. Might have gained enough time for them to get B side, and they will. And the Reina holding a very off angle there will get spotted up by the jet tank fleet. Adib in the meantime will find Undead as well. Adib trying to get some information into boathouse there. Yes, will find Persona. That's his second kill for the round, leaving the Sage alone to try and win this 1v5. Odin in hand, but the far up time on it costing him, and Katana will find that kill, making it 11-11 between the two teams. Going down to the wire, we might first see the first OT in this at this rate.
Yes, indeed, and it's going to be quite a close game, and it should be probably a broken buy coming in from the side of Team Phoenix as they head on into match point. You have 2 Spectres, 2 Vandals, and probably a Judge once again in the hands of Seha. Yep, there you go.
And Gurami brings out the first operator in the match. If I'm not mistaken, I don't think there was an operator. Yeah, before. Yeah, the first time.
No, just the Tour de Force. Yep. And they also have enough utility on both sides. They have the ult in the hands of the KO.
Rolling Thunder going to be used, push forward, but no one is there, so that's the Rolling Thunder wasted. The operator from Gurami will find Seha, who was on top there. Sorry, mid top.
But more importantly, that is the spike dropped as well. The Jet is already inching towards Gelado, and Katana with the Odin gets one more kill, and the Jet should be able to pick off the Fade if he decides to beat this. The Prowler spots him. Yes, it does. Looking really impossible for Team Phoenix at the moment.
Tough one for them to try and get the spike here. Recon spots out Persona. Katana in the meantime finds Oxy as well, making it 2v5 now. Expect that that range is not going to do anything. He is not able to get it. He has the flash in hand, going to be using it, try and recover that bundle. He does recover it. Manages to cross to the other side, and now the fault line going to be used. Persona needs to be careful. He has a knife in hand, trying to get some info. Undead in the meantime gets spotted out. He has
30 seconds left.
Gets that information, but he's paranoid up, and Adib just playing around there. Paranoia's TPs and gets the kill onto Undead, who is no longer undead and dead on the ground, and match point for Cloud6.
Yes, indeed, flawless as we head on into match point, and that was a force spike coming in from Team Phoenix last round, which means they probably will have even less as we head on into the last round. Yes, indeed, a few sheriffs, or rather a sheriff and a few specters across the board for the side of Team Phoenix as they try to stay alive in this match point, and Cloud6 looking quite stacked in both credits and guns.
Yeah, and Team Phoenix is going to be a tough one for them to bring back. I'm not sure why they forced about that round. But meanwhile, Smoke finds one. He is going to go in, but Persona finds Sena as well. Gurami in the meantime will find Smoke with that operator. Adib for the third kill onto Oxy, leaving the Fade in a 1v4.
I feel like Adib has had perfect positioning so far. Like he has the trigger discipline to let players pass before going for those spray transfers, trying to get 2 kills, 3 kills at a moment. And I think also like the Fade utility hasn't been on point most of the time to actually clear those tight corners where the Omen likes to hide.
Indeed, and at least by the end of this round, maybe Adib will not have to worry about that knife kill.
Yes, indeed. His redemption arc is complete. He does get the kill on Undead.
They have no idea what under it is, but a lot of map control has been taken, so they know that he's around the area. The ultimate is going to be used. He's going to get flashed up. Oh, a good flip
Nice
there.
shot.
30 seconds left.
By Undead onto Adib there. It's a 1v3, 30 seconds left, but he's going to get delayed even more. It's going to be a tough one for him to take now. He's going to get it pushed from behind as well. He's now trying to move forward, but Gazzy coming from behind, blinded up, and Undead goes down. And that's Wesley College Colombo Cloud 6 winning game number 1 in this best of 3 series in semifinals. Number 2, map number 2 is going to be interesting. I think map number 2 is going to be on Heaven. Again, a first for the day. So we are seeing a lot of first for the day. We saw the first 10 different agent match today. And then we did see the first match on Ascent as well. Good God, Smurf going for 30 kills there. Gurami coming up close behind with 28. But the highlight for me, of course, has been Seha, who was on that judge the entire game.
Yeah. They might have lost the game, but that was quite entertaining from their side. I mean, they lost the match. The game is not over yet. That was the first map. We have 2 more to go if things do go all the way. The second map will be Haven. Cloud 6 starting on defense. And if we do go all the way, we'll be ending the day on Bind yet again.
And I think this is Team Phoenix's map as well on Haven. So obviously they might have a couple of shots up their sleeves and might be more comfortable playing on Haven here since it was their map pick. But we will have to wait and see. Having said that, I think we are going into a very small break. Just around a 5-minute break for the players to ready up and give them a bit of a reset before that game number 2. But do stay tuned in with us. You're joining us for GearUp, the Interschool Esports Championship by Royal College Colombo Computer Society. We'll be right back after this break.
What makes a nation great? Is it the richness of its heritage, the beauty of its natural bounty, the state of its state-of-the-art? Or is it the strength of its connections? The bonds that bind us, that make us truly Sri Lankan. As the country's leader in digital technology, we understand that we're better when we come together, and that we're at our best when we champion each other's success. For decades, SLT Mobitel has been linking Sri Lankan lives, spearheading Sri Lanka's technological transformation and uniting the nation. Whatever the future may look like, or wherever it may take us, we'll always be right here, connecting you to the things you care most about. SLT Mobitel, the connection.
latency. Data ball one, data ball
A
one.
non-stop journey with Data Ball 1 from SLT Mobitel Home Broadband.
Hello and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to GearUp, the Interschool Esports Championship by Royal College Colombo Computer Society. And you're joining us live for the semifinals of Valorant, semifinal number 2 of Valorant. It's West College Colombo taking on Esports College Colombo. And it is we are going into game number 2 on Haven. Kitty, Haven lineups. Let's talk about compositions here initially. What do you think?
Yes, indeed. So when it comes to controllers, I'm actually a big fan of the Astra because, you know, we've got 3 sites to defend. I believe Astra is a really good pick in terms of having those orbs for both the smokes, the gravity walls, and the concussions. But then again, we've also seen Omen being played really well by most agents. You've got the paranoias, you've got the TPs, a lot of stuff you can work with. So I believe we'll see either an Omen or an Astra coming in from both these 2 teams as a controller. In terms of duelists, we did see the Jet last round. Last game, we did see Smurf on Reyna as well. So I guess we could see both the Jet and the Reyna coming in from the respective teams this time. In terms of Sentinels, we did see the Sage, I think, last game, which I think is also a staple when it comes to a map like this. We can see the walls in B. We see walls in sewers when it comes to the A push. So I think we can see either a Chamber or even a Sage coming in from these teams. We did see the Fade as well. Fade is a really good agent, I believe, on a map like this. So I guess, yeah, a Fade, a Chamber, even a Sage, and combining that with either Jet or Reyna and an Omen is what I expect to see on a map like Haven.
Yeah, has Phoenix kind of fallen off on Haven? I think it was Sentinels who bought out Phoenix as a very standard pick on Haven. I think I can't remember who it was, but yeah, he was on Phoenix the entire time that they played Haven, and Sentinels were very strong on it due to the fact that they had a Phoenix on their team. But what do you think? Do you think Phoenix has fallen off?
Well, I mean, I guess that would depend on the playstyle of the team as well, because I guess for these 2 teams, I wonder if they will decide to go with the Phoenix. We can see Persona actually hovering over the Phoenix this time. If that is going to be their pick, we will have to see. But I guess Phoenix is a really strong agent in the hands of some teams because you have the wall to work with, which is really useful when it comes to making way into the C side. We've seen teams using it to cover off the garage entrance. We've seen teams using it to cover off one side when they attack into B. And yeah, and since you have those short angles to work with, you can use the hot hands as well as the flashes to a really good extent if you know how to play it. So if it's gonna actually work with the playstyle of these 2 teams, we will have to see.
Yeah, and we see Persona hovering over the Yoru as well, but right now we have the breach picked up by Katana.
Choose your agent.
No real agent they're hovering over that works well with the breach right now. I think Jet is a very good option, especially at C long and even at A long for that matter, being able to dash forward with the utility being used by the breach. But it looks like we will see a Yoru here, Yoru Reyna combination coming out from the side of Team Phoenix, and then on the side of Team Cloud 6 we have the Chamber, Soa, Breach, the Sage, and the Omen. So no duelist lineup coming out from them. Interesting.
Yeah, pretty much the same lineup that we saw from them in the last game, with the exception of the Omen. The side of Team Phoenix is a bit more different. Rather, we have the Yoru, we have the Reyna, so it's going to be quite interesting to see how they play. As you said, the Breach is a really good pick for a map like Haven, but you need to pair him with someone who can play off the flashes, someone who can play off the concussions, right? So we've seen a Raze with the Judge being played with the Breach. We've seen Jet dashing with the Breach, but then when you don't have that, you rely on the Breach to just deny plants and to keep the attackers at bay. You really can't use him to make aggressive plays unless you pair him with someone who can play off him.
Indeed, and Yoru is an interesting pick. So the first time for the day as well for the Yoru to make an appearance here. So right now we haven't seen Neon, Phoenix. Who else? We saw Viper, and we saw Astra as well. I think it's just the Neon, and Neon that we haven't seen right now. Neon.
Yeah, we didn't see the Cypher either. Cypher
Oh, yeah,
is
Cypher.
With the buff. I guess Cypher is also a really good pick from a map like Haven. We did see, I believe, one player from Team Phoenix hovering over the Cypher, but then they changed again. It would have been interesting to see Cypher being played on a map like this, because I'm a really big fan of Cypher plays.
Indeed, if I remember right, you also play a lot of Sentinels, right? Chamber, Cypher. Is that what you have been playing continuously?
No, I mostly play controllers.
Okay.
You know, Astra, Brimstone, the likes of that. But yeah, we've seen some really creative plays after the Cypher buff, because the length of the tripwire was increased, and the ultimate also got a buff. So it's quite nice to see the Cypher being brought back to action a bit more these days.
But yeah, with that, we are getting into round number 1 of game number 2. Team Phoenix taking on Cloud6, and it's going to be a C push by the looks of it. Gurami misses the first 2 shots from the Headhunter. Not really going to find anything. Wait, going to get some information, going to get taken out. Utilizing the Headhunter again, manages to TP out. Chunky in the meantime, win the chaos, will find one. Gurami will find another with that last bullet, but Undead coming in, cleaning out both, making it a 3v3 now with the wall planted up. But now the push coming in from behind. Spike is all the way at A. What?
I did not see that coming. What?
No way.
Are they good for one? Are they good for a second? So it's going to be the Spike planted all the way in A, and it's going to be Seha left alone in a 3v1. Yeah. So he's made his way into B, so he should be able to probably catch one left guard.
Enemy down.
Yes, he does. But that's the info given to the rest of the defenders that this guy's probably going to come from a shot. He could go Heaven, but then again, he cannot see Spike from there, so it's going to be a drop for him. Which is really dangerous if Gaz is expecting it, and yes, he does. So yeah, a bit of a weird combo. I mean, we've seen it happen. We've seen players baiting it, but then again, Cloud6 couldn't get out, or rather Team Phoenix couldn't get back in time to actually help say half of the first one. So I guess a good plan, but not the best execution of it.
Yeah, and I think what caught them off guard was Cloud6 pushing with 2 players from C long
from
there.
Behind,
yeah, from behind. They were not expecting that. But interesting to say the least. I didn't expect them to pull off something like that in the first whistle round.
Absolutely, and even until you said it, I didn't even see the fact that Se had planted all the way inside A. I was just so focused on the gunfights happening in C.
Because I was wondering, why aren't they planting, right? They had control of site. I'm like, where's the Spike? And I see Seha all the way in A with the Spike in hand. But meanwhile, Smurf has been tagged up very low. They've got a little bit of control, but Gaz will find Smurf there. And Omen will back off for the time being. And that is going to be the first pick going in favor of Cloud9. The Omen is tagged extremely low though. The Spike yet again. Spike yet again going towards A. Seha alone with the Spike. The problem with this play is if Seha gets spotted out and he goes down, that's going to be a tough place to get the Spike from, especially on a save round. Meanwhile, Oxy gets spotted out all the way at mid. Undead also in window here, behind the smoke. Fault line trying to peek, and that's a good fault line. Oxy down to really low HP here, 29 HP. The aftershock will push him off and will get taken down by Gaz, who was on that shock dart. Meanwhile, Adib is extremely low.
He's creeped all the way into A side, holding this really tight angle, trying to lurk behind the players. I think he did hear the player go into Heaven.
Player standing.
No, he doesn't. He whiffs the shot, and Sage will find the kill, and that's a Spike down. And Katana to clear things up, and that's a flawless coming out from Cloud6. I mean, if this guy hit the shots, there might have been, an off chance that he was able to at least get the plant down. But because, I mean, the Omen was, Adib was also extremely low. If he managed to get that Sage there, I think he would have got 2 kills for free. Because he knew that Adib was already there because he did tag him out before. And I mean, tough one.
Yeah, that's the risk of trying to lurk, especially with Spike in hand, because the first thing is you can't help your team for gunfights, you can't refrag with a teammate, and the second thing is if you die, then the Spike is going to be really hard to recover. So it's a gamble to play, and it didn't work out for them this time, but maybe we might see it done more and more as the game progresses.
Raj got walled off, but they will break the wall for the time being. They are trying to go in, but there is slow orbs, there is a trademark also slowing things down. And the Leo will delay things. Aftershock in hand, they're going to go it out. Oxy in the meantime will find the Jib. Katana with that aftershock and with the slow orbs there will find Seha, who is no longer playing in Judge, I think. Was he on the touch? Bulldog in the hands of Persona. And Smoke is going to be good for the kill on Gaz. He's going to be able to get that overheal off as well. A good round coming out with Team Phoenix on that full buy, leaving the chamber alone, and they have taken control entirely of B site here. And now pushing through Garage. Gurami will find one onto Persona. Good shots coming out from him in a 1v3, but 2 players are extremely low. Sage might have the heal back in a little bit. It's just the Reyna
if he
who
does
is on
play
full
time, he should be able to get him before he gets healed up. And mind you, all 3 players are extremely right now. Gurami has a really good chance of winning this, but then again,
looking for more. He has to reload, and Oxy will clean him up. So it's going to be 2-1, but big eco damage done to Team Phoenix here.
Absolutely. That was a nice try. I mean, that was a good push from Phoenix through Garage, and a valiant effort from Katana to try and hold it back. He had a lot of utility to work with, the concussions, the blinds, and everything, and he managed to get, I believe, Seha off that aftershock. And a nice try, but in the end, the better guns in the hands of Team Phoenix, and it's going to be 2-1 in favor of Cloud6 still. And it's going to be, the rifles now in the hands of Cloud6 as we head on into round number 4.
Indeed, and looks like another even game on our hands here. Recon Dot, a bit too far out in my opinion, but not really going to catch anyone out. Snuff will read that out. He was hiding in the corner. He pops the ultimate as well. Snuff will find 2. Gaz managed to get the trade on to Seha only. It's a 3v4 for the retake. A tough one for them to retake now. Walled off. Interesting wall again.
Leaving the gap there.
Yeah, leaving a gap as well as giving free entry into the site as well, because you can't see anyone who is entering into the site unless you're holding on the other side of the boxes there. But
yeah, I think it's quite risky because you can actually clear off one side without getting contested from a short. But then there's this angle for Smurf to play across. So I guess they're trying to bait the players to actually push it without clearing that corner. I mean, maybe that's their plan, but still, it's working out for them. And it's going to be 2-2, trying to save their rifles. But never mind.
But Smurf has other things to say. He picks up one. He's looking for more here. Gurami is going to be holding this. Will he be able to find that kill? Is going to be the question. Oh, he spots him out. No. Gurami will put him down. Will find Oxy as well. Gets 2 quick kills, but it does not really matter because Team Phoenix will have the money to buy up yet again after winning their second round after the buy round. So they are going to be having money. Whereas Cloud6 are going to be in a bit of a iffy situation. They will manage to give away a rifle. Gurami looking to pick up ultimate about a kill with the headhunter to be able to get his 24s to play around in this round. So only 2 vandals coming out. Half shields on Katana, a sheriff in the hands of the Sage, and Gaz with an Ares. And did you realize that Seha is still playing the judge?
I did. And on a map like Haven, I guess it kind of works, but I mean, he is making it work. Once again, and rush towards the A side is going to be Adib, the first player to try and contest this, and that will take him down immediately. And the recon, perfect. Seha coming behind him will take down Gurami. It's a quick plant. There's a 5v3 in this post plant for Cloud6.
And it's a 3v5. We have a flank coming in from the Sova here, but it is being held by the Yoru for the time being.
I mean, yeah, I just realized Team Phoenix does not have a Sentinel, so...
Oh, wait, what? One is watching this? Seha will get hit in the back here. And, but still, it's a 4v3, and Yoru still moving forward. Hello?
Hello?
Katana finds Smoke as well.
Hello?
No, hello? Wait, what is happening?
They killed everyone.
Wait, what? Okay, I have seen confusing things, but I have never seen a team that confused though. I mean, they knew the Sage was on Heaven there. I mean, yeah, on Heaven. And he got 3 kills for free. What?
Indeed, I mean, I feel like if there was a few more seconds left on the clock, they would have clutched it. Or maybe, because the clock ran out, they decided to drop the average IQ of the team by a bit. But, I mean, yeah, the round
has to be a lot. I don't think that's a bit even at that point.
A lot. But still, yeah, Team Phoenix doesn't have a Sentinel, so if Cloud6 can be a bit fast on the flank, they could potentially...
Oh, it's a fast B push coming out now.
Seha, the charge in hand, the first
It's going to get delayed though, quite a bit. Adib will find Smurf there, so that's the first pick. Sage going to pick through, and Seha with the judge will find that kill. Hunter's Fury going to get pop. Adib finds another 2 Persona, and Seha both getting taken down. Adib looking for more here. They are stuck outside of B, and looking at the wrong angle. The smoke runs out. Undead will get taken out. The wall up, and the aftershock going to be pushing out Oxy. Oxy will find the kill onto Adib with the headshot in a 1v3. Actually a 1v2.5 or 2.25 at this point. He's so low. The shock darts pushing him off the angle. Good shock darts coming out from this. So another one does damage again. Is insane. The recon is going to spot him out. He was on the reload, so he's not going to be able to take it out. Could have switched into the pistol, but he is going to get pushed by Chamber, I think.
Just pull him out, and there we go. Gurami
the heal on him, but wouldn't have made a difference with the 24th in the hands of Gurami there, picking up another kill there. He's up to 6 kills already. Adib, the man of the round there, with picking up 3 kills there, but still, I mean, I guess Gurami can buy up for him, but their eco doesn't look that great. Gads also can buy up for the Sage, but now Team Phoenix is forced into a weaker scrap buy here, because we have Smurf on a Sheriff, we have Undead looking to, what is he going to play? Are they all going to save? I mean, Undead can buy up this round, at least into a Spectre.
Yeah, he could go for a hero buy maybe, because he does have enough credits for the next round as well. But looking to save, I guess maybe might try an operator one round to the next. But so far, the classics in hand. Just managed to spot one play, which is Adib.
And Paranoia in the hands. He's going to be using that slow up, going to slow down Adib. The flash going to be good, but not good enough, while Adib flashed up, takes out one. Senna finds one with the frenzy, but that's going to be DT all the way. In Garage picks up a Vandal, not going to be able to get it. Rami puts him down, and that is going to be Cloud6 taking the lead for the first time.
Yes, indeed. Once again, an extremely close game. 4-3 is the scoreline. Cloud6 is in front, but barely. And looking at both these two teams, so we've got the Rolling Thunder in the hands of Cloud6 alongside the Res if they need be. And Team Phoenix, I guess they could use the Crimson Ult. They have the Orbital Strike, as well as, I forget what the Fate Ult is called, but they have a lot of stuff to work with.
Nightmare, right?
Exactly, the Nightmare, I believe. So they have utility to take the site. They have utility for a post plan. They just need to get in position to make use of it. And once again, looking to be an A execute from the side of Team Phoenix. Contested by 3 players, or rather 2 players on long.
Adib is not going to be cleared here. He might
Once
go
again,
huge
the
here.
Prowler
Going to clear him. Finds one, finds 2, finds the third. Adib going huge. Finds 3 quick kills, making it a 3v3. There were a couple of trades there, but good God, Adib, no one cleared the angle.
The trigger discipline of this man to wait for the 2 players to plus, and also to get the spray transfer on the 3 players. It's really great. And it's going to be a 3v3.
Crosshairs that we're seeing. Did you see that other crosshair? There is like a horizontal line is like really long.
I did. I believe that was in the hands of.
This. Here.
Yorwart is into the sign, finds one, finds the second player as well. They're looking to res. The blinds to peek through the Sage.
Perfect.
Finds one, but Oxy
Last player standing.
will find one, and now it's a 1v2 here. The resurrection comes out, makes it a 1v3, but Gurami in the meantime has found out Persona and puts him down, taking a 2-round lead.
Okay, but I will also bring my own. No offense.
Yeah, well played by the Omen there, hiding inside of blocks in a long. Was not cleared by the Prowler once again. I guess we've had some misses by Undead when it comes to prowling the corners. I mean, to be fair, I believe it was the Sova Gaz who did bait the Prowler away from Adib.
Yeah.
And Adib was able to capitalize on that, get 3 kills, and was able to save the round for the team. So good work all around, and the scoreline is 5-3 this time. We might see the Nightmare being used to get into this side.
The blind picks C long here. They are going to be rushing into the side. And Gurami is not going to be cleared, I feel like.
Nope. Even the Prowler is two below him.
If he shoots the Yoru,
anything.
he does shoot it, so still no information as to where Gurami is. Nightmare going to be used as well, and now that is going to give information. But no one clears him? No. But please look up. You can see that it's going up.
I think now he has an idea. Yes, he does, but Adib holding the corner. We'll get 2. We'll get 3 rather. It's going to be.
And look at where the Sage is.
Last player standing.
How is he in spawn? What?
What are these
Yes,
rounds right now? Seha with the judge.
Once again left alone. A judge and a dream.
Can he be the judgment that
Gotcha.
Team Phoenix needs? He finds one, manages to pick up a Vandal.
And that is his position known. And yeah, Team Cloud6 is going to relocate accordingly. Should spot him. Yes, he does. He does get tagged by Katana, and in the end, Gurami from below will take down Seha. It's going to be 6-3 for the side of Cloud6, holding on and doing a really good job at it right now.
Failing to be the executioner in that situation, just the judge. But we do have Cloud6 building up a comfortable buffer, at least for the time being. It is going to be another gun round coming out from the side. Oh, Smurf does not have the money, actually. Going in for the naked bundle just because he does have the Empress to work with. Oxy is going to buy up to a Spectre and no shields. I'm not sure why he's not buying shields because everyone else is bought up full. But Recon Dodge spots out. Gasly manages to get that into all 5 players started out with that. Good God.
Right here.
And Empress is going to get pumped by the Reyna, and they're going to be a full-on rotate out of that side just because all 5 were spotted out.
Yep, so far C is empty, and it looks like that is where Team Phoenix is looking to focus their attention on. The wall will come up, clearing off Garage, so it will, I believe it's going to be a 5v5 post. Never mind, the Sage will take down Smurf, and Gurami who's going to follow. Seha will lose his life, but in the end, manages to take Sage with the orbital strike.
The wall has been broken, so they're going to be pushing forward. Undead finds one, but Gurami for the trade as well. It's a 2v3 now. Make that a 2v2. He has to go for a reload. He's stuck in this area, but he finds another Gurami. Gets Oxy, turns Yoru versus Gurami, and Gurami gets the better trade there, and he will find the kill. So they don't get the plant. It's a 7-3 going into the 11th round. The last 2 rounds of the first half is game number 2.
I was a bit confused when Persona was looking around because I thought, you know, Gurami got 2 kills from that corner inside of C. And yet Persona was a bit confused about where the shots were coming from. So yeah, but still a good round from both Gurami and the Sage to capitalize on it. And it's going to be 7-3 as we head on into round number 11 of the first half.
Yeah, and the thing here is that Yoru hasn't been really working out. He's just on 1 kill right now. They haven't been able to utilize his Yoru effectively. We haven't seen these, big teleport flash plays, and Adib pushing forward through swords will find that kill onto Smurf. They're not expecting Adib to have pushed far that much, and no one really covering that push as well. They are outside of B of the team of Team Phoenix.
They're waiting for the wall to break, I believe, trying to push as soon as it does. And so far, there's 2 players of Cloud6 stacked inside of B. And there you go, the recon comes in, the drone comes in rather, and players will get spotted.
Yes, we'll find one with the operator. Katana finds 2 quick kills, 3 quick kills,
nice shot there.
And good use of utility by the Sova as well as the Breach to clean that round up, and it's an 8-3. Going into the last round, are we going to see the 9-3 curse, or is it going to be an 8-4 half? Team Phoenix desperately needs this. But we'll have to wait and see. So operator in the hands of the Sova by the looks of it, not the chamber. Actually, Katana has an operator as well. What? Are they running multiple ops? Katana finds
it is
one
working.
Seha
gets taken down. Okay, there you go. And it's going to be a full stack rush in towards the C side. They manage to get in. They lose 1 player in the process, but nice shot there.
Finds one, does not find the next Smurf is going to be good for the trade, but Adib with a quick 1-2 will put them down, leaving the fade in a 1v4 and an impossible clutch here. He finds one, but Adib is going to be good for the trade, finding 3 kills and getting into closing out the first half of this game number 2.
And it's going to be 9-3 as we head on into the second half. So Terra, that was so the first game, Ascent, was a bit more closer than this. It was 6-6 at the end of the first half. So in the end, Cloud6 did win, but it was a really close game. So far, Cloud6 have been absolutely dominant. It's a 9-3 half, so that is the curse number, but still, they do have a significant lead over the other team, the opposing team, as we head on into the second half. So what do you think that they can do differently to make a comeback on this game?
I think it's just gunplay here, right? Because Heaven is a bit. I mean, you do have close angles, but there you do have longer angles as well. And I feel like the gunplay coming out from Team Cloud6 has been a lot better than Team Phoenix in this map. But we'll have to wait and see. But we will be heading into a very short break. Do stay tuned. We'll be back with the second half of gear number 2 right after this.
What makes a nation great? Is it the richness of its heritage, the beauty of its natural bounty, the state of its state-of-the-art? Or is it the strength of its connections? The bonds that bind us, that make us truly Sri Lankan. As the country's leader in digital technology, we understand that we're better when we come together, and that we're at our best when we champion each other's success. For decades, SLT Mobitel has been linking Sri Lankan lives, spearheading Sri Lanka's technological transformation and uniting the nation. Whatever the future may look like, or wherever it may take us, we'll always be right here, connecting you to the things you care most about. SLT Mobitel, the connection.
Hi and welcome back, guys, to GearUp, the Interschool Esports Championship by Royal College Colombo Computer Society, and y'all are joining us for game number 2 of the Valorant semi-final number 2. Second half, it is Wesley College Colombo taking on Isipatana College, and it's a 9-3 half in favor of Wesley College Colombo. It was a very tight game in game number 1 on Ascent, but Haven seems to be getting out of hand for Team Phoenix here. Cloud6 putting up a very dominant performance, especially the chamber, and even the breach and the Sova making things really difficult for the side of Team Phoenix. Even Adib fragging out really hard, holding those close angles. But with that, we have the game resuming back up. It's going to be Cloud6 on the attack and Team Phoenix on the defense.
I'll find you.
So to start things off, it's going to be 3 players of Team Phoenix stuck towards the A side, and an early aggression here from Adib trying to pick off Seha, but no, Seha managed to get one and immediately gets refragged by Katana with a frenzy in hand. But look at this, 3 players from Cloud6 have made their way towards C-Long, and Phoenix has fallen for this bait immensely, and the players going back in. But look at the nice shot coming from Gurami. Takes down Persona, and the side is free for the spike. It's going to be a 4v3 in this retake, and the spike is planted too long. Gurami stays back a bit too much, and Smurf will get the kill and will overheal as well.
Finds another as well. It's a 2v3 now. They are playing for the long area. They do have Concuss there coming in from Garage. They still haven't started the spike. It's a 2v3 though. Concuss trying to delay things as much as possible. Meanwhile, coming in from behind. They are delaying this so much. They do find it, but leaving the last man alive, trying to stick the defuse. And Gads will find the diffuser. This is insane delays coming out. And finally the kill will fall, and they will not get the diffuse off. They delayed so much. The utility.
Well played from Gaz and Kitana that round.
Yeah. He actually went for the diffuser when he peeked. There were 3 people, technically 2 looking at him while Fade was diffusing, and he took his shots on the Fade, managed to land them while he was fading out of there. And I mean, a really good play coming out from Gaz as well as Katana there. The utilization from these 2 has been really good this entire. Yes, Adib is top fragging here, but I need to mention Gurami's aim as well as Katana and Gaz using their utility to absolute perfection.
Yes, indeed, and I believe the side of Team Phoenix forced this round. No, I guess not. Oxy does get reconned, will have to move out from his position, and it's going to be a quick B hit coming in from the side of Cloud 6. Katana will spot Oxy, but no, the Classic is good enough to take him down. Sage will take care of Undead.
But Smurf is going to be good for the kill. Now it's a 3v2. Again, advantage for the side of Team Phoenix. The flash. Persona finds Ghastly, making it a 2v1 now. Leaving Rami. Giving him the 1v1. They have the spike. I'm not sure why Senna pushed out. And now Persona is left to clutch this in a 1v1 here against Gurami. Scary man on any weapon by the looks of it. He's on a Bulldog against the Spectre, I think. Or was it on a Ghost?
I believe Persona has a gun as well. The question is, which player decides to peek it first?
Spike peeks through. He saw him. And Gurami will clean it out, making it 11-3 in favor of Cloud 6. And Team Phoenix in all sorts of trouble here. They do have their first buy round coming out, and an immediate timeout called by a deep. I'm not sure why. Wait,
a deep called the timeout. Yep, a weird decision coming in from them, but maybe it's a bit of a different issue. But rather, the scoreline is 11-3 Cloud 6. That was their first round, but still, they did lose a few guns in the round. Only Gurami was alive at the end. So heading on into the 3rd round of this second half, Team Phoenix should be able to buy those 5 rifles that they so desperately need. And it's going to be maybe a first round coming in from the side of Team Cloud 6. We will have to see that. Or maybe it's going to be an eco from them as we head on into the 15th round of the game.
It did a tough position for Team Phoenix to be in. They need to, make a massive comeback. Not unheard of, but they have their work cut out for them. I mean, the 3-9 curse can reign supreme. We'll have to wait and see. But Team Phoenix definitely needs to step it up here. Again, I think it's just more of the fact that the team coordination coming out from Cloud 6 and has been better than what Team Phoenix has, and also the gunplay from Cloud 6 has been really good on Gurami and Adi. Both the gunplay coming out from them has been impeccable, especially Gurami. I think we saw him hitting some insane flicks and overall shots throughout the entire 2 matches so far. But with that, we have the resumption of its Persona is going to be on the Marshall. Looking for a kill, not going to find it. Peek too wide, and Gurami will put him down, making it a 5v4 into the site here. Recon gets spotted out, gets broken down. Gurami will TP out, and they are going to be backing off. Is this a bait and switch is going to be the question. Adib is lurking through B here. He is trying to get inside B. We have Smurf, who is going to be holding on to the A side for the time being. But things have slowed down. But Adib here looking for a kill on the Sage. Sage does spot Adib out. Does not really do any damage of himself. They are going to be pushing in. And flash. Smurf will find Gaz, and Oxy will find the kill onto Adib as well. What's inside that aftershock? But Katana coming in from behind will find Smurf here, leaving the last man Sage. 1v2 will find one. He does not have a heal for some time. Picks the wrong angle, and Gurami will put Oxy down, making it
Proxy
11-3.
Match point.
made a valiant effort, but he had too many angles to clear that inside of B. I believe he got a 2K or a 3K from B, but in the end, Gurami coming behind him cleaned things up, and it's going to be match point for Cloud6. And I believe it's going to be a broken by, rather a forced by coming in from the side of Team Phoenix as well, trying to claw their way back into the game. The side of Cloud6, of course, stacked, as well as the Tour de Force and the Hunter Fury to work with for this round.
This round for the grand finals here for Cloud6, can they make it happen? Cloud6 won the first round. Gurami puts Seha down already off to a good start. Can they make their way into the grand final to face off against Lyceum College? Ajib will find Persona as well, already down on numbers on the side of Team Phoenix. Sage will get put down by Oxy, who does use the Hunter's Fury. Smurf in the meantime finds Gurami, a big kill to have, but he's going to get backstabbed. He does not clear the does not expect players behind him. He will clear out Garage. Adib has moved himself into outside of C. Will find Undead here. Smurf will find Adib. He's in a 1v3. Can he clutch it or can he ace this to win? Is the question. He's getting pushed from Garage as well. He's trying to go into the side. He's getting pushed from behind. Finds another. Finds a kill onto the stage, but he's getting pushed from behind. He's not going to be expecting this. He gets shot though. Now he knows. He taps it once. The fault line is going to be there. Not getting pushed from time. Big Flash is going to be there. He picks up another. Up onto 4 kills. The recon dot is on him. He's not going to get spammed. He manages to have it. Peeks through. Manages to get the ace on Smurf to clutch the round. I thought it was all over, but he manages to ace it. So bring it back for Team Phoenix. Good God.
Yes, indeed. What a round from the Reyna from Team Phoenix to keep the team still inside the game. An amazing clutch from him, like you said, and he managed to pick those angles perfectly, getting those kills as needed, and in the end, maintaining his calm and cool, and making it 12-4. Still have a lot to do, but making and giving a bit of hope for Team Phoenix to still stay in the game.
Yeah, and aces in those type of situations are extremely hard because you're under so much pressure, trying to clear out so many angles. You're the only man standing. Aces in a round that, you have your teammates alive is a different story altogether, but that ace was insane coming out from Smurf there.
And you look at this. Look at Seha getting all that control already in A. He does have the TP and the trap to worry about, but if he does have a judge in hand, it could be catastrophic for the side of Team Phoenix, or rather for Cloud6. And he's made his way behind him, but no, Katana was waiting for it, and he does spot him, and he does take Seha down. So that does get spotted inside of Garage. The recon should be enough to push him back for a bit.
Meanwhile, Adib on a pistol by the looks of it will get himself into Seaside. Yeah, he's on a Sheriff here. And meanwhile, Sova is outside inside the Garage. Meanwhile, Gads with the judge will find Persona inside Garage. And they need to be careful here. It's a 3v5 now. They need to take this carefully. The Lear out. The Rolling Thunder going to be used, but Smurf manages to find the kill onto Katana. Gads in the meantime with the classic will find Oxy here, making it a 2v4. Can Smurf bring this back yet again? They will get the plant.
You have the better guns, and Gurami is really low, even though he does have the Tour de Force in his hands. Gaz playing it ever so dangerously. He does have a dart in his hands.
And oh my god, that is so close, but Smurf will pick that kill up. Now it makes it a 2v3 now. They are playing against the clock though, since the spike has been planted. Gurami extremely low on HP, but he has the 24, so it's going to be a lot easier for him to deal with. Undead will find a dib here, making it a 2v2. They are both long. Taps it once. Gurami will find Smurf there with the 24s. This might be all over. Is Cloud6 going to be able to get themselves into the grand finals? And yes, they do. We have us. It's going to be Cloud6 closing out game number 2 in very convincing fashion. We had Smurf on that Reyna trying to bring it back with that ace on the previous round. It almost looked possible, but that 24 is putting a stop into all of that, and they will close it out and get themselves into the grand finals. But of course, it was a good effort coming out from Team Phoenix from Isipatana College. They did have a very close game on game number 1, but game number 2 not working to their advantage today.
Yes, indeed. That was a really close first game, but in the end, that is in the favor of Cloud6 as they head on into the grand finals on the 8th of December to face off Alpha Q.
Indeed, and that's going to be an interesting one. I feel like that might be another close game. I feel like Cloud6 does have the required skills as well as the team coordination to bring it to Alpha Q. Right now, from the 4 teams that we saw here today, Alpha Q looks extremely dominant. It's going to be a tough one in the grand finals, but I think Cloud6 does have it, and they have time to prepare against the play style coming out from Alpha Q as well. So you'll have to wait and see on the 8th of December, the LAN event that is happening at 1:30 in the afternoon, if I'm not mistaken. And that's going to be a big one. But for those of you who are joining in and who wants to witness more esports action coming your way, do join us again tomorrow at 1:30 p.m. for the Call of Duty Mobile semi-finals, which is going to be happening tomorrow. That's going to be another interesting one. And of course, the finals of that will also take place on the 8th of December, which is a Thursday next week. But having said that, a massive shout out to everyone at home who was watching and who was supporting their schools as well as their friends and players that they like. You guys have been absolutely amazing. A massive shout out to massive shout out to Lenovo as well for powering the entire event. Do check out the Legion series of laptops. They're absolutely insane. There are some of the best laptops that you can buy in terms of reliability. I can personally attest to it myself since I used mine for like 7 years. So do check it out if you're in the market for a new laptop. Shout out to all our other sponsors as well. Our esports partner, laptop.lk, who has been the pioneer of esports since 2007 in the country, doing so many events across the years and doing a lot of work to develop esports as a whole inside the country as well and outside of the country as well. And also our gold sponsor, SLT Mobitel, the fastest broadband connection in the country that you can get. There is no better connection that you can game on or stream on or download or whatever you like to do. SLT Mobitel Fiber is the way to go, giving you the lowest latency as well as the fastest download speeds in the country. Also to our technology partners from Royal College, the media unit, the photography unit, the Radio Society as well. You guys have been absolutely amazing joining up with the Computer Society to make this all happen. And last but not least, the display partner, laptop.lk, for joining up with the Royal College Computer Society to make this happen. And also shout out to the production crew behind the scenes. You guys have been absolutely amazing. It's really good stuff coming out at a school level. Really well done overall. And also for the referees, also these are the guys behind the scenes who are doing all the work. So shout out to you guys as well. And thank you, Kitty, so much for joining me. It has been really fun casting with you after such a long time. And thank you so much for joining me. But with that, we will be saying goodbye until I see you again tomorrow with the Call of Duty Mobile semi-final. See you guys.
Bye.